Hail Heroes, and welcome to Paragon City Games stream for the 29th of September. We're streaming Friday Night Magic Legacy. We're about to get started off here.
So they're going to tell you in a second.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
We're just getting pairings up. People are sitting down. I believe we're getting the Pirate deck.
So that's on the second table. This is Matt and Jason, which is going to be Eldrazi versus Alluring.
So let's go to the
This
pirate
is Pirates versus, or so Nate versus Remy. Let me check what Remy.
Remy should be on Storm if he's on the same thing as last time we saw him. Remy was playing good old Ant. Stone.
Is it like that?
Am I?
Like that?
Yeah.
Double M.
Am I? Just am I?
Okay.
Because French.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be good.
And Nate is the pirate one?
Yep.
Have you guys seen the list?
I have. I've been
You guys
looking
both
at
know
it.
what the list is.
Yeah.
We saw the list that you guys
There was an
had also.
MTGO one that you were.
The one on MTGO. So we have that. He's changed the sideboard a little bit, so now he has Submerge and Echoing Truth and a Jace
Yeah.
that are replacing the Hostage Takers. Hostage Takers are main,
Is it the
and there's
no
no ninjas
sleeve
main.
Jace?
No, it's not no sleeve Jace. It's not Pirate
Nope.
Jace.
It's gotta be Pirate Jace because it's Pirate Tribal.
Sorry.
You guys failed.
We pulled the ninjas out there. There's also
There's a list.
There's a Notion Thief main.
Awesome.
That's
yeah.
fun.
It's actually a human tribal.
Audio is a bit low. Can we turn up the audio somehow? Make magic things happen, Sean, because things.
I could boost it, but
Boost its signal with boost power.
But I'm gonna turn the mic a little bit. I can move the
This
mic a little
thing-
bit closer. Maybe not.
What is this? Why doesn't it tell us that people are watching us?
Because sometimes it's laggy.
Oh, okay. Because
But
we obviously
yeah.
have Jorgensen with us tonight.
That deck is 100% sweet.
Yeah, but don't tell anyone that we're streaming it because people get mad.
Because it's a secret.
It's a secret.
Those are their magic cards and no one else's.
Yep, it's super secret tech. It belongs to.
Unless you want to go back you wanted to go to the Twitch pods and watch somebody playing the entire deck, then it's not really a secret.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to see how it fares against Storm. Like,
I'm interested.
It plays a little bit like a stack in that it's like mana denial, where you have to keep mana up to not get your lands blown up.
Yeah.
But then it just blows up your lands if not.
Also, Chalice for one is pretty good against Storm. Turning off their ritual and their cantrips.
A well-placed
Yeah.
Force of Will is always.
That I don't. Do they have any other like mana?
Mana denial?
Not mana denial. Like the opposite of cost reducers, like cards like Trinisphere or
Nope.
Sphere of Safety.
They want to keep
No?
their Force of Will as cheap as possible.
Oh, they're playing Force Will. Yeah, they don't want to play those cards.
Also, all of their creatures are pretty expensive.
good old Watery Grave.
Hopefully I don't mess up the camera too much.
So
I'll
Remy
leave
a
it.
couple weeks ago was his first time on camera. He was also playing Storm, and it was I just lowered my chair by mistake, accident. It was we had talked. I talked to him a little beforehand, and he's like, "Yeah, I haven't really played Magics for like 12 years, and so these are just all the old cards that I had from when he played Magic a long time ago, and this was his first F&M coming back to the game, and he just decided." Well, I've got all these old cards, so I'm going to
Last
play
week?
Legacy. Like 2 weeks prior, I think,
Oh,
was when we
okay.
saw him. But he was just like, yeah, I've got all these old cards, so I guess I'll play Legacy.
But a turn 1 duress is going to mean he's going to probably be pretty confused. So I believe that the card that he took is, if he attacked with a creature, it's a 2-mana divination.
Okay.
I'm not 100% on the card name.
Pull up the deck list. Oh, except we closed it out.
We closed it out because
Whoops,
Magic
we
Online
closed
takes up
MTGO.
a lot of this computer's capacity, and I don't know. I get nervous with computer stuff, so I got out of Magic.
So Remy resolving a Ponder. He's going to shuffle.
So no Chalice for Nate yet, and if he has a land, he's going to be able to drop his first pirate. Siren's Ruse. Thank you, Jorgensen, as always. Oh, that's Siren's Ruse, because that is the. It's Chart, of course. Siren's Ruse is the one that's like it's a flicker spell for 2, and if it's a pirate, you draw a card.
So there are no new pirates in the deck. The pirates that the deck is playing are all old pirates.
Yes.
But it's the Siren's Ruse and Chart a Course from Ixalan that are giving this deck sort of the steam it needs to become a thing.
Yes.
Is that it?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Very interesting.
Let's get out as much of this
So
as we
Remy
can.
with a Moxo? Oh, what the heck?
What? Who?
Is that a Moxo?
The Lion's Eye Diamond?
No. The Moxo.
That's a Mox Opal.
That's kind of fun.
And he did have Metalcraft, so...
He did, because he had the seat of the Synod.
Yeah, that's good.
The seat of the Schnod, and he had a
So-
Lotus Petal.
Now he's going to be able to...
He's resolving his ad nauseum.
Yeah, he's resolving an ad nauseum, but we see some hand disruption. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, another Lion's Eye Diamond.
Ponder, he's going to go down another 1, down to 13.
Didgeridoo. What is Didgeridoo?
Don't even read it.
That's interesting. Alright, I'm not sure what's in Remy's hand, so I don't really know what he's exactly looking for. Like, I don't know if he's got a Tendrils in hand, or if he's,
Well, are you familiar with that card at the front? I'm not familiar with every card in Storm, but do you know what that
I
is?
don't know what that artwork is.
Kind of looks like an old Opt, but...
The Two Stupids. That's rude. Personal Tutor. That could be Personal Tutor.
I'm gonna start bringing up cards on magiccards.info. Personal tutor. It is personal
that was
tutor.
Personal Tutor.
I'll bring that up so everybody
Okay.
can look at it. Yeah, shuffle your deck. Search your deck for a sorcery, and reveal that card to all players.
Yeah,
Shuffle your deck.
Personal Tutor is an interesting choice for Storm because it's sorcery speed and it puts the card on top of the library instead of into your hand.
Yeah, he has G-Probe, so it's not going to matter at all here that it's on top.
Well, it also just doesn't matter because he has Tendrils of Agony for lethal anyway, so...
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan of any of those put it on top of your library tutor effects.
Well, good eye, Minifer. He's probably playing Paradoxical Outcome since he's playing all of these... I forgot to put the background on this card from TCG Player.
I guess that Doomsday I could see, but I don't know that I've ever seen anyone play Paradoxical Outcome in Storm. But Paradoxical Outcome in Legacy. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone play it. I know it's Insanity in Vintage.
Well, yeah, of course, because of all
But-
the mocks and stuff. But we don't really have access to, quite that many things.
No, but between Lion's Eye Diamond, Lotus Petal, Mox Opal, and I'm assuming you might have Chrome Mox as well, there are definitely plenty of
They don't
of
net you mana when you
cheap
do it, though.
artifacts. No.
Because they're either sack or effect,
Yeah, that's true. So you're not netting mana necessarily, but
We saw him get there, though.
Personal Tutor as a package with Kodama's Reach? Do you mean the 2 and a green go get basic lands?
Yeah, that's what
Is that what
Kodama's
you
Reach
mean,
is.
Kodama's Reach? It's very... Oh, okay. I guess that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not much of a visionary, so...
I don't understand how Personal Tutor works with Kodama's Reach at all. But you go and tutor for the Kodama's Reach?
And then use the Kodama's Reach to play around Wasteland?
What deck does that?
I guess decks that play Personal Tutor?
Huh.
It's just tech versus them because of... It's just tech against them because they're trying to blow up your lands,
Yeah.
and so you
guess
just
so.
need the basics, I guess. That's interesting. I've never seen Kodama's Reach get cast in Legacy.
So here we see the Pirates deck has 2 soul lands in 2 ancient tombs. I don't know if he has any colored sources. Yeah, he has an island, so he's gonna be able to turn 2 a 3-drop. He also has, what do you call it? The phantasmal image. To copy something.
Yeah. What does the pirate do that this deck plays? It's like it's a 4-mana pirate, isn't it?
The 4-mana pirate.
Yeah.
All of them have the opponent pay a certain cost, or they sacrifice a permanent.
Oh, okay.
The higher the mana cost of the pirate is, the more they have to pay. So
Gotcha.
the 3-drop, they have to pay 1. The 4-drop, they have to pay 2.
Gotcha.
And then the 5-drop, I believe they have to pay like 4 or something, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Interesting. So, Nate's going to start with Ancient Tomb. Rashad and Cut Purse. Oh, okay, so that's the name of the creature.
Yeah, that's the name of the 3-drop creature. And when it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a permanent unless he or she pays
like
1.
you said.
That's good to flicker. That's... Let's see, he's going to flash something in.
Oh, he's just going to counter the dress with a Warping Whale. Popeye Stompy. Why is it called Popeye Stompy? Popeye's not a pirate. He's just a sailor man.
So, what does he push this through with?
I didn't see how he managed to push that through. Did he, does Warping Whale have like a...
No, it doesn't.
pay cost?
It's just counter a sorcery.
Huh.
What? There's an artifact in his graveyard, but it just looks like a Chrome Mox.
Right. I'm not sure. I missed it because I was looking at chat because they said Popeye Stompy. Oh, he made a 1/1. Oh, that's what he did. Yeah, okay.
Oh, because the only non-creature spell in his hand
Was the Warping Whale?
was the Warping Whale.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well,
So
no,
there's a
the
one-
surgical because he took surgical extraction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Interesting.
That's
Yeah, it seems like a fine line, I guess.
yeah.
Like, you just want the clock, I guess, with the 1/1.
So
Also, if
is Remy whiffing on lands? Okay, I think he just Lotus pedaled in for a brainstorm and hit the 2 lands he needed.
yeah, what happened to? Holy cow! oh, duh, because the pirate came into play and he had to sacrifice a permanent, so that's why his Underground Sea went away.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, I'm keeping up. Slowly, but I'm keeping up. So it looks like Remy's got Dark Ritual, which he's gonna lead off with. Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, no Threshold though. Lion's Eye Diamond. And Infernal Tutor, gonna put Infernal Tutor on the stack.
That is not the card I was looking for.
Sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond. That puts his storm count at 4. So there's Ad Nauseam.
Now it's up to 5.
With exactly 5 black mana floating. No, he's got more mana than that, right?
I think that's the storm count.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because he ritualed to 3 to 4. Okay, no, he does have 5. He does have exactly 5. Dark Ritual put him to 3, paid 2 for the Cabal Ritual, which got him up to 4, paid 2 for the Infernal Tutor down to 2, cracked the Lion's Eye Diamond up to 5. So he should have 0 mana floating, unless I miss something. I can't read what that says. So.
What?
Oh, did it have threshold? Oh, there's a card hidden. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it did. Okay, I didn't see that card in the very back.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's a
it did
personal
have,
tutor.
it did have 7.
So we're just gonna see him storm out again. This is looking like it. So, just to clarify, Storm was at 5, 2 black mana?
I can't read that paper.
Yeah,
so.
I can't either, but that's the most
I'm
logical.
assuming, yeah. If Cabal Ritual had Threshold, Remy should be floating 2 mana. And Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, yeah, 5. Storm's 5, 2 mana floating.
And he just draws the tendrils, so... Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't look like he's playing Paradoxical anymore.
I don't think he is, but looks like just a regular old Storm with a few personal touches. Because personal tutor. That was bad.
Good one. I actually liked it.
Yeah, and I think that is the end of Pirate Stompy.
Yeah, he just hit 10 Storm and had a...
Just a little
Tendrils.
disappointing. I would kind of like to see Pirate Stompy, play against something a little more fair.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see the deck really kind of work, Like, we saw it kind of do its thing there. It had early interaction, the turn 2 make you sack one of your permanents.
And there's no tokens deck really in Legacy to punish this deck for, Stacks decks work in Legacy because there's not a tokens list to have them just sack one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to do that.
I didn't update the round, but it looks like it's 0-2. It looks like they're unsideboarding. So I'm going to go over to the other table and see what's going on there.
Holy cow, there's a lot.
So this is a board state.
There's a Oblivion Sower, a Chalice set to a 1, I believe. A black, what is that one called? The Void? Leyline of the Void?
Yeah.
The black one is Leyline of the Void. It's just the black graveyard one.
Yeah.
But this unflipped Delver with a Jite, got a sword on. Wasteland gonna go after something.
I would bet that it's the temple.
Yeah, the Eldrazi Temple. I can't really tell because of the glare what the other lands
Yeah,
are.
if it's an Eye of Ugin, that's usually the target.
Right.
Just because if they activate that a ton. Okay,
Yeah.
it does go for the temple.
The Temple generates way more mana than the Ancient Tomb does.
Oh, one of the other cards was a Cavern of Souls. So it
Oh,
doesn't look like he
interesting.
wants to attack that, despite being a blue deck, which...
I think that just going for the land that generates the most mana advantage, like Ancient Tomb and Cavern of Souls are only gonna tap to create mana for 1 creature, right, or 2. But the Eldrazi Temple will generate 2 mana for every Eldrazi he has in his hand.
What is this? Okay.
All is dust.
Yeah, he goes 2, 4, 5, 6, and then for the 7th... Oh, Spell Pierce is going to shut that down immediately.
Wait, isn't All is Dust a tribal Eldrazi spell?
It's a tribal Eldrazi sorcery.
Does Cavern of Souls... Is Cavern of Souls only creatures
No.
of the creature type?
No, wait. You have to declare that you're paying red mana or some color of
Sure.
mana. So if he didn't specify, that's a completely valid play.
Well, yeah, if he remembered his Cavern trigger, but Cavern would make that uncounterable, yes or no? I don't... I think
It's creature spells. It's creature
it is
spells.
creature spells? That's what I thought,
Sorry.
but I wasn't sure.
I got that slightly before HC said it in the chat on my screen. You want to let him in or whoever that is? And it looks like there's a Chalice on 2?
He has to remember the chalice trigger, right? Is
Yes.
the chalice on him or me?
Both of you.
Okay.
So if he missed his chalice trigger, your spell resolves.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. The Chalice was on 1. They missed the Chalice trigger. So the spell resolved, and then they caught it afterwards.
Yeah.
And since it's just a missed trigger, that's a valid line.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, test your opponent. Make sure that they recognize your chalice triggers.
also that Spell Pierce should not be in the graveyard.
Why not?
Isn't there a ley line? Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
there it
there
goes.
we go. Okay, yeah. There's so much going on this board. Is the Delver... No, did he attach the Jeet to the Deathrite Shaman? Or is this just like a haphazard board?
I'm not sure where that's at.
I think it might be a mix of both, but it really looks like... Or was the Jite never on the Delver? I don't even know anymore.
It doesn't have to be on anything to shoot those counters out, though.
Pew, 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 pew. Jite's a good card, I think.
So...
Okay.
Okay. So he moved it to the
Yeah,
Delver,
it makes sense.
Or
Crack.
the Deathrite.
Crack with the Delver, move it to your untapped creature. Gonna smash some realities. So do you just make your your Deathrite Shaman big enough to just jump in front of... God, I gotta stop with my legs. I keep bumping my chair.
It's definitely a better
Making
option
it
than
lower.
trying to...
Well, no, because if
Oh,
you,
it's just spells.
Oh, so you can give it minuses.
It's twice as efficient, though.
Right, it's way more efficient to just buff your Deathrite Shaman and then jump in front of the Reality Smasher. Okay, so yep, that's what's gonna happen. And Friend's life total is pretty low. He's at 3.
Yeah.
But if he flips this Delver, I think he's just got lethal, right? Can't go back to Pirates. The
Yeah,
game
they
is
lost.
the game is over. They died two games to 0 to the Storm.
Very quickly.
Pirates lost to the Storm. Oh my gosh, the flavor! Holy cow! Because they were pirates, and then there was a storm, and their ship sunk, and they died. Wow. That was cool that we got to see that happen. Wow. Just wow.
The flavor wins. The flavor wins.
I love me a flavor wins.
So there's probably quite a bit of time left in the round. So I'm gonna switch back here. See our faces. So what? The hope is that a lot of players are having with this Pirates deck that everyone's talking about is that it's gonna just take down some Grand Prix, right? And
Well,
then
that's
before
the players who are rapscallions. The players who are, like, I guess, tuning this deck or trying to keep it on the hush-hush for Eternal Weekend, because I guess they're finding that the results they're having with the deck are just really good, and they just want to come and crush people. And so they're sort of asking other content creators and other people trying to figure out the list to stop so that they can kind of get people by surprise. But my response to that is, don't play your deck online.
have you ever heard of the Streisand effect?
Nope. That sounds way too smart for me.
So it's about Barbara Streisand. And it comes from, she had this, I'm going to turn this a little bit more, I'm coming out of frame. But, so she had this mansion, right? On the sea, on the coast of the ocean, right?
The coast of the ocean, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And there was some boat that came along, and it was part of some project where they took a picture of the entire coast. So they took a picture of the entire coast, and Barbara Streisand was like, hey, I don't want my house on here, take it down. And so naturally, the internet was like, oh, let's go look at her house.
Is it kind of like the Shia LaBeouf flag thing? Where Shia LaBeouf was like, don't touch my flag! And so everyone was like, we're gonna find your flag, Shia LaBeouf!
Yeah, it's trying to tell someone else not to look at something.
You asked the internet not to do something, so obviously the internet is going to do the opposite of what you asked.
So
because that's just the way we are.
I feel like that deck kind of suffers from that in that, like, oh no, keep my deck secret, and everyone's like, oh, why?
We'll call it the Bob Huang effect. So I think he's the one who's kind of pioneering this deck.
Stealing that the name from Bob Restrains It. Put into Bob Wong.
Bob Huang. Bob Huang. Pirates, without looking at any list, I can tell you it loses to Torpor Orb. Do people play a lot of Torpor Orbs?
They don't.
I don't know that I want to bring a Torpor Orb to Eternal Weekend just in case I play against the Pirate deck.
Unless you put Phyrexian Dreadnought in your deck.
Oh my god.
Just next level everyone.
I hope that happens. I hope that they show up with their pirate list and it's all tuned and great, and someone shows up with Stifle Knot and gets them.
Yeah, and they're just like, I like your mono blue list. I raise you a mono blue list. And then they're just like, counter your chalice. Play Torpor Orb. Okay, and they're just like looking at their like Snapcasters and pirates going like...
They're like, I have a 3-mana 1/1 now, and they're just like, 1 mana 20/20.
Yeah.
Get wrecked. That is funny.
I don't know if that's a world we want to live in, but we might end up living
That's
in that
a world
world.
I want to see. I don't know that I want to take part in that world,
Yeah.
but I want to see it.
Nick Fit does play enough lands to just counter it. I'm going to just turn this conversation straight to the deck that I'm thinking about, which is Mud, because I play Mud. Do you think you can just keep up enough mana that you just, okay, I'll just tap for that mana?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible, though, because you really want to tap out for your permanents, and I think a lot of decks want to do that.
I think that Mud could probably do it better than any other deck could, just because when you think about it, the cards that you do want to be tapping out for, like, if you want to tap out for a Trinisphere, you might as well just not play that Trinisphere because it doesn't really affect their deck at all.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot easier for you to prioritize like what spells you want, and the spells that you can tap out for are the spells that are going to set them behind. Like if you can tap out for a Lodestone Golem, you're going to set them a turn behind, making their guy what makes you sack things.
It's also a little... I as just with Mud, it's any other Chalice of the Void deck, I feel like. Like, okay, you don't care about their Chalice of the Void, so that card loses stock. Okay?
Yeah.
And then a lot of the Chalice of the Void decks are like, I don't know. There's Dragon Stompy, there's...
White Faces brings up an amazing point. Nick Fit plays Veteran Explorer.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm fine to sack that.
And every once in a while they just make a Sigarda, Host of Herons, and you just can't sacrifice permanents anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So no, outside of just having a lot of lands and recurring your lands through like...
Crucible of Worlds,
No.
Life from the Loam.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but when I get in front of this camera, the encyclopedia of knowledge in my brain, which is already small to begin with, just vanishes.
Don't sell yourself short, man.
Like, I know the names of all these Magic cards, but when I'm up here, I'm just like, I don't remember anymore. But yeah, so that's kind of fun. All the lists are far off at the moment. Oh. Does the White Faces know something we don't know about this list?
He must have the exact list.
Oh my gosh. Are you collabing with Bob Huang?
That'd be cool. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Even just to talk to him about Magic.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good at this game.
Yeah.
Pretty good at Legacy. I really miss the good old Treasure Cruise days.
That makes one person.
Any Alluran decks tonight? I don't think so. It looks like the only player that normally is playing Alluran was on Bug Delver tonight, and we just saw him playing against Eldrazi's. So I don't think any Alluran here tonight.
Yeah, we in the local meta, it's slowly gone downwards. There was like all of a sudden, it went from 0 Alluran decks
To like 4?
to 3 to 4, and then it's just slowly been like, okay, now it's just 3, then it's 2, and then all of a sudden it was gone. Do you think that it's just not posting results? And that why people are switching off of it, or do they just kind of move on to try to do something else?
I know I wasn't having success with the deck.
Yeah.
I think it's extremely difficult to play it optimally, because unlike combo decks like Splinter Twin that are just have good control elements and powerful creatures and can fall back onto this combo, Alluran without the combo are kind of just some derpy guys, really. I mean, you do have some good creatures, and your creatures are all 2-for-1s in the sense most of the time. But at the end of the day, they're still kind of just small derpy creatures, and it's really hard to regain tempo when you've lost that with the deck. And sometimes you get into the position where you just have to be able to combo off with Alluran to win that game, and you just can't. And
Yeah.
it's difficult to pull that combo off. Especially with like Bug Alluran, if you're playing the white version with Recruiter or even the red version with the other Recruiter, it's a lot easier to combo off because all you need is an Alluran and a Recruiter, and you've turned your 3-card combo into a 2-card combo. But yeah, I think Alluran was better when when decks like Miracles were dominant and decks that preyed on Miracles like Shardless Agent and other mid-rangey type decks.
Yeah.
That's, I think, when Alluring got really good. It's just because they didn't have the tempo that Delver decks and combo decks had, or the speed, and so these bigger, slower mid-range decks just, it's like, I made a Tarmogoyf, and you're like, I made a Baleful Strix, and they're just like, great!
Yeah.
Gotta find a removal spell now for their derpy 1/1 that drew them a card.
Yeah.
Like, you just had so much better card advantage than these other decks. With the exception of probably, like, Shardless cascading into Ancestral Visions.
Yeah,
But
and it's kind of weird because we only saw Alluring in our meta after Miracles left.
I was playing it when Miracles was the deck because I wanted to beat Miracles.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I was sick of losing to Miracles. But you still would lose to Miracles all the time.
Yeah, I found that what deck is putting up good numbers in Legacy right now? Check Pile,
Yeah, Check Pile and
Grixis Delver.
Grixis Delver.
So just Grixis.
Apparently Pirates.
Supposedly pirates. We're just taking their word for it, really.
Yeah, I guess.
Aren't we?
I don't know. I've never seen anyone play it. I also don't play a lot of Magic Online.
Yeah.
So, and when I do play Magic Online, I'm usually drafting.
I haven't seen it with my own eyes, but the word on the street is that it's doing
Yeah.
amazing, and I'm just taking people's word for it
Yeah,
on
and
like
they're,
Reddit
like-
and things.
There are like primers being written everywhere. Like I've already seen like 2 or 3 primers written on the deck, and it's like, where's everyone getting all this information?
Yeah, it's because everyone, if you are looking for views as a content producer, you need to be either the best source of information or the first.
Sure.
And so everyone's hopping on the Legacy.
The bandwagon.
Yeah, because there's never anything new to talk about Legacy, so everyone's excited that there could potentially be a deck.
A new deck that's.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even if it's not like super viable, even if it just attacks the meta this once, that's like an event, like in Legacy of just like, we saw new cards.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Very true.
Because I show up here every
See
week,
if you can get
and I
time
just.
in the room for Legacy up on the thing. Ask him.
They're not responding.
Yeah, that is true about Legacy, though. It can get kind of stale, and just how glacially slow the format can seem to evolve. Recently, though, that seems like it's been really different. I don't know. Like, I feel like Legacy's been evolving a lot lately. Like, there are lots of new tech. People are, and maybe it's just because more people are playing the format. I think that despite the fact despite reserve list cards being at an all-time high, the fact that there are reprints and more cards available through Eternal Masters and other Masters sets, I think that more people are playing the format, and that could attribute to this sort of renaissance we're seeing in the format where there's more changes and things are happening quicker. You know, we just have a bigger hive mind of people playing, and not the same people that are just this is my deck, I play this deck, I played this deck for years. We're getting new players that are experimenting and trying new things. And
I made a cash investment in this deck, and, like, it takes somebody, there's a small group of people that have access to enough cards. I guess you could brew with something like proxies, but I think less people do that.
So it sounds like CFB is going to publish Bob Wong's list. I would like to see
If
it.
it's already kind of going viral right now, like it is, there's no reason for them to not just try to cash in.
Lich. I have never ever heard of that. Is that play Nourishing Shoal or something?
It's got to, right?
Yeah, Nourishing Shoal, and I don't know what the Lich would be, but I've never heard of that before.
They're not responding. Do you want to go check the time in the round real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the Lich for? There's a lot of new decks that I was trying to figure out. I spent the week at work just watching all of the decks that I wasn't 100% sure on. Like I just spent a lot of time. Ramirez de Pirito. We have a Commander, boys. Yeah, Google Chrome is totally crashing on me. Lich. No, just Lich? No, it can't just be Lich. As Lich enters the battlefield, let's see here. As Lich enters the battlefield, you lose life equal to your life total. You don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. If you gain life, draw that many cards instead. Whenever you deal damage, sacrifice that many non-token permanents. If you can't, you lose the game. When Lich is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you lose the game. Do you just like protect it or something? It is an enchantment, so it's pretty hard to hit. Black, 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 black. Huh. Never seen that deck list before. Anyway, like I was saying, I've just spent the week trying to research all these decks that I wasn't 100% sure on. Like, I've been kind of down on Maverick because I just kind of didn't understand the tools it had for dealing with the format. But after watching a lot of videos, like, I have to publicly give this deck credit because of just things like they can potentially run the Dark Depths combo. They can just being able to tutor for lands with your Knight of the Reliquary just makes it so that, one, you have a combo, and two, you can go get what's the card called? It bounces legendary. Caracas. You can get Caracas, which means your combo matchup isn't that bad because a significant portion of the combo decks in Legacy they're creature based. You just do something broken, put a creature into play, like Reanimator, like Show and Tell. You got Timerino?
Like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Ha! Deal with it.
That was a crazy fast.
A very fast round. Like, the rounds I feel like don't normally go that fast.
Definitely not.
Where is Eternal Weekend? One of these days I would like to go to Eternal Weekend, but it's always on the East Coast. And that's expensive to go there from Utah.
So, I was just talking when you were gone about Maverick and
Sure.
how I was giving that deck credit when I hadn't been giving the deck credit. And it deserves way more than I was giving it. And he just, Peasanator just brought up a point that I used to say is just like, it feels like a worse Death and Taxes. But I think Knight of the Reliquary is compelling enough all by itself that...
Well, I feel like it does different things than Death and Taxes.
It does.
It just attacks on a different angle. I do kind of feel like Death and Taxes is the better deck if you're trying to play sort of that grindy prison type of aggro deck.
Sure.
But I feel like it attacks the meta in different ways.
Don't ever give Maverick credit.
They never repay debts.
Yeah, they totally do. They attack on different angles.
Yeah,
like,
Jinx.
Me
and Peasanator on the same page.
I've played almost nothing but decks that have no tutor effects, no cantrips, and watching a deck like Death and Taxes where you are at the mercy of the top of your deck until you find a Stoneforge Mystic and you can go tutor.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to like a deck like Maverick where you have a lot of the same tools, but you also have Green Sun Zenith. You have Knight of the Reliquary. That just toolboxes your deck
You've
a little
got
bit more.
Life from the Loam, which is an amazing toolbox card as well. You just have a lot more resources available to you too, as well as Death
And just
and Taxes.
that 2020 you can put in play sometimes in some versions of the deck, and you have access to Thalia all the same.
2020 Indestructible Flying Avatar?
Yes. Merit Lage. Merit Lage?
Merit Lage.
But yeah, there's also a million versions of that deck. Another deck I was watching was Solemnity. Have you seen any Solemnity builds? Are you familiar with the card? Solemnity?
Ish. That's the
One
the
white.
enchantment.
Yeah,
The
one white,
enchantment.
2 colorless, and it says counters can't be placed on things pretty much.
Right.
It's good with Merit Lage, of course, because as soon as you put that into play, you just get your 2020.
Right.
It's also good with Glacial Chasm, because
you can never your cumulative upkeep.
you never take damage unless Magic Online glitches and you take the 2 anyway. Like the Channel Fireball video I think I was watching.
Yeah, I remember people talking a lot about Solemnity when it was spoiled, because that's a recent card, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That Mystic Remora or Cumulative
Oh,
Upkeep
yeah.
cards.
Jeez, wow. I gotta start playing Solemnity in EDH with Mystic Remora.
Yeah, and then
Probably not. That would be the only reason I would play it is because of Mystic Remora.
Yeah, you're playing so many 3-drops in that deck though, which is why I don't know if I'm so. I don't know if I'm 100% behind it.
You don't know my EDH deck list.
No. I'm talking about Legacy Solemnity.
Yeah.
And then you can play like Phyrexian on life, which just means as long as they can't kill those 2 enchantments,
Yeah, you just don't die.
you just
ever.
don't die until you deck yourself.
Right. Does that also say? Oh yeah, it does. It does. You can't get poison counters because everyone was saying, yeah, Sweet and Xur because Xur tutors it.
Yeah.
Fun.
I'm not doubting that card has infinite applications in Commander because there's a lot of cards that combo with it.
Thing about Solemnity and cumulative upkeep: just save a mana, play a better color, and jam a do nothing like Braid of Fire. I don't know what Braid of Fire does.
HC Fox has been saying all kinds of weird stuff today.
Solemnity and EDH just wrecks everything, though. That's true. Like it shuts down planeswalkers, right? Or do they enter with their loyalty?
I don't
counters?
believe so.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm wrong. I do remember it was also printed, and everyone was like, "Infect is dead forever."
That's not true because Solemnity won't ever. It's Infect was never like the big enough deck that you want to sideboard against it. Even then, you're just like,
there are just better cards.
Why
to
wouldn't I
against.
just play something more broad?
What's
you know?
up from Quebec City? Awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Jesus Jean Miche?
Is Jean Miche. Maybe that's French, and I just can't pronounce it because I'm a silly American. But that was quite a name, sir.
Yeah,
thank you for joining.
I don't think that Infect will never be dead because of Solemnity. Because one, Solemnity is a fringe deck, and Infect is a fringe deck.
Yeah.
So for them two to touch, it's like.
Yeah. I think this was also more just referring to like Modern also. That just like people would jam Solemnities in their sideboard. Because Infect in Modern was also a lot bigger than it ever was in Legacy.
It also means energy decks will never be established.
The games, we're sorry, they ended really fast.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the next round.
The next round should be starting within 3 to 5 minutes. 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, Valeria is a card, hence why Solemnity isn't the end-all be-all. Because
why would you put Solemnity in your Gave deck?
What's Gave? Derivative Spores?
He's a card that gives you counters and tokens and stuff.
Because Kappa.
Kappa. Because
that's
troll.
pretty funny. Yeah.
I guess they try to like get all your tech to like beat you, and you're just like, no, I'm just Solemnitying.
Is there anything else broken that you can play in that deck? It counters GT pretty well, and that is a relevant card that sees main deck play.
That's a good point there too, though. That Malira's been a card for years, and that didn't stop Infect from being a thing.
Yeah, because the deck, the card that you're boarding in against a deck like Infect has to be good against other matchups. So,
sure, right.
What do you call it? Pay a Phyrexian blue, you take their spell. Come on, can't remember. It's a 2-drop artifact creature.
I don't know cards
Spellskite.
Oh, Spellskite.
Yeah, Spellskite.
Oh, see, when you said take it, I got confused. Like, you mean just like, redirect. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Spellskite.
Cards like Spellskite, I think, are going to beat Malira or Solemnity every time if you're not already playing a deck that combos with it.
Yeah, we can try.
Okay.
We had some complaints earlier about the volume, and we tried to adjust it. So let's see if we can.
Problem is we don't have any headphones, so.
Yeah, that's kind of our problem. We can't hear ourselves, so it's kind of just up to you guys to let us know when it sucks. So we'll try to work on it here and let us know if we fix anything. Or Sean will do it, because I don't know how to do computers.
Well, hold on. Test. Here's my marker.
Ooh, it's all red now.
Whoa!
games
No,
here shortly.
I muted it because I just blew everyone's eardrums.
Oh, you've muted it?
I'm sorry. We're back now. Sorry, headphones users.
Oh, R.I.P. ears.
Yeah,
We're so sorry.
Yeah, I am so sorry for that. I tried a different microphone.
Is that... He says, there we go. Is this good?
I didn't do anything besides switch it back to the way it was originally.
So it's just better than blowing their eardrums off.
Yeah, now they're thankful for what they have. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
The suffering of others makes me happy.
I feel so bad. I just killed half the stream's ears. I'll have to go back and watch that later. I'm so sorry. People were complaining that it wasn't loud enough, and then I was like, this microphone looks better. Why am I not using
They were
that?
complaining about it being loud enough. They were just saying it was muffled and hard to understand us. So, like, it wasn't clear.
Yeah, like, I have this mic here. If I hold it here, is this better?
Yeah, if we just reposition the mic.
Yeah.
Is that the mic or is that the mic? I thought that was the mic we used.
Oh. There's two mics here.
I think it's that one on it.
Yeah,
because it's on. Still didn't fix the volume level. We're sorry, guys. We're obviously not professionals.
I don't mean to blame them because they had so many viewers. They were streaming the Pirate Deck right before this. If you want to go back and watch the Twitch VOD, it's stop.
Oh, they said
It's 100% that.
Oh, okay. It is that.
Okay.
Okay. The audio is fine for some people.
Okay.
Messed up for
It
others.
is better now. I can see it on the thing.
Oh.
The pairings should get posted just a second.
I'm gonna go fix those tables. They're all hamajang.
Okay. But I was talking about something just a second ago. Before the whole mic thing. I'm so sorry. Oh yeah, something about Solemnity. I just don't remember. Yeah, the max volume has a lot to do with the system you're listening to it on. A lot of TVs can just go up to a level that headphones just can't, earbuds just can't. So I'm sure some people just have better systems. I'm gonna let him back in. Oh, okay, he's got it. Whoa.
So we're like a minute over time, so I guess we're just kind of waiting on people to finish reporting and for the next round to get going up, but we should have some more games for you guys really shortly, so thank you for bearing with us. I know that we're probably pretty unbearable to have to listen to for what? It's been 20 minutes that we've been talking to you guys?
Yeah, just waiting for the next round to start.
Blowing your eardrums off?
Yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to maybe get like a pre-recorded match, so in the future we have something to go to.
Yeah.
I might bring that up with Kyr.
That's a thought.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Hanging out. That would be an idea though, if we could record what was happening on the second table so that when the match ends we could go back to that other match from the beginning.
Or just something from like I don't know, MTGO.
Come for the stay for the banter and the ear blowing.
Dude, I am so
I'm glad
sorry.
that we haven't we didn't lose very many viewers from the time you blew their eardrums off.
We've actually gone up in like 3 viewers since
we blew the eardrums off.
That mic was peaked red for like 3 seconds.
We're so sorry. We're so sorry.
Did you say we were already a minute past due?
93-94 Drago control mirror. You know, actually, I think do they have the those world championship stacks?
They do.
We could do that. We could get a couple players to play those old. They have those old
If we finish
gold
early next
bordered
one,
World Championship decks.
yeah.
We can maybe find a couple people that want to jam a game of that.
I got really into talking until it was like too late to actually start a new game. So in
Yeah.
the future, we should just do what we have been doing in the past and just have somebody go out there and play like.
Yeah. Or bring someone else in to talk about their deck. I was thinking about trying to find Nate to talk about pirates with us, but
Oh yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
Do you know if I'm gonna ask if they can get pirates up there again for round 2. Super fun to play, less so to watch. Are you saying that the pirate deck isn't super fun to?
No, 93, 94 control Drago Mirror.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would imagine. Like, what are the win conditions in that deck? I don't really know. Like, I know when Flying Man was a card, that was the win condition in the mono blue decks.
I honestly
they
don't
just
like.
make a Flying Man.
Yeah, I honestly don't like casting.
No, unfortunately, the Pirates lost.
Yeah, that's why I have to ask the front desk if they want to put it up for.
Yeah, we could see a commander if people want to see some commanders.
Why not just like Legacy?
That would be kind of confusing though. Like, oh, sweet, a Legacy stream.
What are they playing?
This isn't Legacy. Nerds.
I know that.
Maestros Factory. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Or Stocking Stones? Did you say that?
Oh yeah, Stocking Stones.
Yeah, that was
I
a
remember
win
that card.
con, I think, in those decks, but I'm not sure.
Sheevan Dragon. The win con in the mono blue control mirror.
My friend's win con was Tormad's Crypt and Time Twister, just a mill strategy.
That's interesting. Yeah, because I mean you Tormod's crypt away their graveyard, and when you Twister, they have less graveyard than you, and so eventually they just deck themselves by naturally drawing.
Are you talking about that blue deck and that white deck that you played on stream a while ago, or is this?
Yeah, those are the decks I'm talking about.
Yeah, the blue one had Stocking Stones as a win con.
Yeah, that was its win condition.
Yeah, was that what we were talking about? Am I completely off base?
They're talking about 93, 94,
Oh,
which
93,
is like
94.
a weird format of cards from the year 1993 and 1994.
Yeah, I've never actually seen those played. Freaking Turbo Fog.
In between rounds.
Commander's basically Singleton Legacy anyways.
I disagree with that pretty strongly.
That's,
I do enjoy a good game of Commander, but...
I mean, it's the same format in a lot of ways. Like, it shares a card pool.
That's true.
So you end up seeing, like... I don't know. I can't actually tell you what you see in a Commander game. I don't play it.
Oh yeah, we could go back to the Ixalan set review from the Legacy perspective, like we were doing a bit last week. We didn't get very far in it.
No, and... It's closer to Vintage? What?
Yeah, I think Commander's probably closer to Vintage. Like if you're playing like competitive Commander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's two kinds of Commanders, I suppose. Yeah, card pool is what you meant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the card pools are basically the same.
Is it just because like Necropotence, or like I'm trying to think what would be the tipping
so
point?
like some of the storm lists, they're doing like Paradoxical Outcome, Isochron Scepter. There's Necropotence as well. Isochron Scepter plus Dramatic Reversal is kind of silly because you basically just go infinite.
I don't know.
Dramatic Reversal, when you cast it, you untap all non-land permanents you control.
Oh, okay, that's pretty
so
cool.
you just have mana rocks, right? And you just and you're obviously getting your storm too because you're casting Dramatic Reversal. I hate it when my opponents time walk in Commander.
If someone time walks in Commander, there's a pretty high chance, at least the Commander games that I've seen, that they just infinite time walk. Right?
Yeah, most of the time. Yeah. But
so I don't know that much about Vintage, but I was hearing today that there is a Vintage burn deck. I've never heard of that. It doesn't seem like it would be fast enough to just put like a turn 3 clock on someone and be like, haha. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, me neither. And also, like, workshops is a thing, and I guess they just banned, not just, but they banned Chalice of the Void, but Chalice of the Void would just kind of not let that deck be a thing, I would think.
Yeah.
And you only get to play one Mox and Black Lotus.
Well, you still play all the Mox.
Vintage Burn is not a thing. Vintage
Right.
Burn, wouldn't that just be Legacy Burn with one mana artifact and a wheel?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't. There's not a lot in Vintage that you can add to the deck that you don't have access to in Legacy.
Yeah, you're just...
And like the problem with playing a burn deck with all that fast mana is just it's like, okay, dump a Mox, dump a Black Lotus, generate 4 mana, like burn spell, burn spell, burn spell, burn spell. I have no cards in hand and no way to refuel.
Yeah, like...
And I wasted a ton of slots on these useless artifact mana cards that are not going to deal damage to you.
Yeah. But his argument, that the guy I was talking to, I won't say who he was because, I think everyone's saying he's wrong. He's just like, you play 4 Eidolon, 4 Pyrostatic Pillar, or whatever that is.
Okay.
So you just basically get to play 8 of the effects
Sure.
that whenever they play a spell, they're going to take 2 or 4.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, point your burn spells at their creatures if you have to, and then send the rest at their face.
Yeah, I guess that's where the wheel comes in.
Yeah, of course you put in the wheel.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Just seems like, I don't know. Storm's probably a better burn deck and faster.
yeah.
I don't know. And if you're going to be playing Vintage, like, why would you not want to play with cards like Gush? I mean, you can only play one Gush now, but...
Because you're that guy who just is like, new format, burn. It works for everything else, right? Like, I don't know how to draft this format. I'm going to draft red cards. And sometimes that works.
Oh yeah, the new Amonkhet Hate Bear guy. He, 1 in a red, does a thing when you do things. Oh,
That narrows it down.
I know exactly. I can picture him in my head, but I can't remember his name at all. But
I'm sure someone's going to drop
his name on us really quick.
Yeah.
Tell us, who are he? And I think that he activates Harsh Mentor, and I think that he triggers when you activate an activated ability or something. Like it's not like when you cast a spell. Yeah, it's when you activate an ability.
I don't think I can bring up a TCG card while we're on this screen. Maybe I can. Let's try this. It'll just be over my face.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Also, for the viewers, Paragon is running like 9 events right now. They've got Legacy FNM happening, Standard FNM happening, EDH Commander FNM happening, and Modern FNM happening, as well as like 3 or 4 draft pods. And they're just firing drafts like rapid fire. Like as soon as there's 8 in the queue, there's a draft.
Yeah.
So that's also contributing to the really slow turnover times in rounds. And so we apologize to you guys for that as well. But thanks for sticking it out.
The whole strip mall parking lot is just Paragon City parking right now.
Yeah. Like the parking lot is full up.
What is the shop, and can we have one of those in England?
England.
I don't...
Wow.
Yeah.
We have someone in England watching us? That's cool.
You said a ton of events, but all I hear is Legacy FNM.
I heard you just say a bunch of nonsense. Where's the legacy?
Yeah. They host all of these tournaments, and the only FNM I've ever played here is Legacy.
Yeah, that's true. I've played a couple drafts, but the way they do it is they have like 5 people behind the counter trying to get events to fire, and they stagger them so that so Standard FNM I believe started at 6:30, Modern started at 7, Legacy starts at 7:30. Commander just kind of happens. Same with draft, just like when they get players to play, they play their commander pod.
Yeah.
and they just have it staggered so that they're not ever trying to get pairings for multiple events out at once. But
when they end at the same time, sometimes
when they end at the same time or when things go long,
and they shut down single sales.
they do.
Like
They shut down basically their point of sales just goes offline until a certain point when FNM is about wrapped
so
up.
if you need that card right before FNM that you're like, oh, and this will complete my deck, you're just like,
you gotta get here early.
yeah, you got to get here early.
Paragon,
or get it after.
they blow me away every week with how well they run their events, despite the fact that they're just a small, locally owned store, and they're just a bunch of guys who
Love Magic.
love Magic and had a vision.
They're all players.
Yeah,
I
they just want to bring the best possible Magic experience to
I heard
Utah.
this through the grapevine entirely. Like, just a person from a friend of a friend of a friend. You know, I heard that they're just cracking boxes of Ixalan though. One, because they're players, and two, because they want to have stock.
Right.
And nobody's selling them cards
players.
yet. It looks like people are sitting down, so I'm gonna get back to the legacy.
Sean
I know.
On stream, spreading rumors.
I'm just saying that these guys are players, and I think that's what makes the stream the store so fantastic.
Yeah, this is I feel bad because I can never remember. Ooh, is this Michael? No, Michael doesn't play with the Zendikar playmat. I don't know who this is. Michael Hinderocker plays with the Kaladesh Pro Tour playmat.
Don't spread rumors, spread seas.
Yas.
Fish, yas.
Oh,
I'm sorry. All right. Do you want to go get these matchups for me real quick? See if we can get the Pirates.
Yeah. It's Bug Delver here. I'm gonna see just what's
Because
there.
that's what the people want, right?
Pirates?
Pirates.
See Pirates is around.
I want to see it win. We're gonna go find that out right now. Who's playing? Looks like a deck is at least presented on this table.
So go to the match with the Pro Tour playmat. Oh, we're there. So we've got Remy playing Storm, who took round 1 versus Pirates, and he's playing against Calvin on check pile.
So Kolagons command the deck.
Yes. Mono Lightning Bolt. And by mono Lightning Bolt, I mean one Lightning Bolt. Just one.
And this is check pile is the deck that a lot of people are saying is the best deck in Legacy right now.
It's definitely up there with Grixis Delver for the #1 slot, I think, right?
Yeah, and they're doing very similar things.
Mm-hmm. I think that check pile is just a little bigger than Delver gets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, Leovold is just a card, man.
Yep, very much.
Leo. Oh, Leo. So we saw Remy take down round 1 against the Pirates on Storm. And I think that he's probably got a good matchup here against Checkpile as well, right? They don't have quite as much counter magic as... Well, no, that's a lie. They have Dazes. They have Forces.
Who, check pile?
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe Checkpile actually probably has a pretty decent matchup here. Leovold is 3 cards. Have you ever read the thing? Yeah, I've read the thing. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
I've actually made a Leovold. Oh, that feels good to make a Leovold.
It's a 3-mana 3/3. What else does it do? It's just a good guy. It's just a 3/3.
It just does everything you need a 3/3 to do.
Attacking my the format in my favorite way possible. My favorite way, just no brainstorms. You're done playing brainstorm.
No more brainstorm. Put 2 cards back. Oh, the worst, just heart-wrenching feeling is when you derp out and cast a brainstorm into their Leovold.
And they're like, no, that happens.
And the smug. They get so smug. They're like, just put 2 cards back. And you're just like, pop off, man. Gosh.
It's your fault.
It is your fault. But
I
you
would be
just
smug too.
You just want to fall into a corner.
Or fall in love.
Nope. Nope. You just want to disappear into the void.
Yeah.
It feels so bad.
I get a little bit smug when I get to go, Chalice of the Void?
Chalice?
Chalice of the Void? And they just kind of, their face drops. And
Or
they're
when
like,
you have a Trinisphere in play and I like try to force a spell and you get the pay 3 for that?
Yeah. And they put it back in their hand. You're like, no. What did you try to exile? I don't actually do that, but okay. So
Gitaxian Probe for Remy is gonna look at
command.
Kolgan's command. Wow, beautiful polluted delta, ponder, a toxic deluge, a hymn to Turok, and a snapcaster mage. It took me a minute to figure that out, but I can tell because I can see the soccer player. That's the RPTQ promo snapcaster mage.
I mean this in the nicest way possible.
I think that like Leovold's good against elves.
Nice,
Right? He's probably pretty good against elves. He not only blocks the little guys, but like you can't go off.
I think everyone was ready for my fire.
What was your fire?
So I was gonna say, I mean this in the nicest way possible. I think Calvin is a little bit of a glitter whore. Just a little bit.
He likes his foils and he likes his promos, but man,
And he always has it.
like one of my prized possessions is my my DCI promo flooded strand, and so I'm really jealous of Calvin's polluted deltas. Like golly, they're so pretty.
Every deck he's ever played, he switches decks and it's just like, oh, that one's entirely foil too?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, a lot of the cards transfer, and also a point against Calvin, he is playing with invocations, so we can't. I don't know.
Those count.
Nope.
They might even count for extra.
Nope. They're negative points.
So far, just a battle of cantrips. There's been a fetch, ponder, brainstorm.
And Calvin winning because he has the higher life total. The player who wins the game of Magic is the player who has more life when his opponent dies, right? So him to Turok gonna go away from a duress.
Seems like a good take. Him to Turok is very good against Storm.
You need sunglasses to draft it. Wow, is it all proxy?
What?
That's cool. So your whole cube is your whole proxied cube. Your whole cube is proxied, not just like the vintage cards. That's pretty sweet. I would like to have like a proxied cube, so I'm not really concerned about people playing with my vintage cube.
Yeah.
And you can just play it with more people than your like special group of friends that you know won't rob you.
Just like return, 89 of the cards when they play sealed or whatever.
Him to Turok, the old 2-for-1. All mana 2-for-1. So Calvin gonna fetch, and he got a spell, and its mana's tapped.
Death
Right Shaman.
I think Calvin, he needs this acceleration right now.
Yeah, for sure. He's also got to get a clock going here against Storm.
Yeah.
It's been pretty slow for both players, and for Storm, that's totally fine. If your opponent's not pressuring you and you can just kind of develop your hand, it's really hard to stop when you try to go off, even if you have counter magic.
A Leovold would stop that hand development pretty quickly, though. That's one of the cards he might be looking for.
A Leovold.
Before it gets too late.
Leovold also like decent against the Storm Trigger tendrils, because that targets you. You got to draw a card for all those Storm Triggers. Give you a little more looks to find that Fluster Storm.
see. He could have 4 mana.
So it looks like he maybe just gonna exile something. Exile a land. So maybe
Okay.
thinking about a Leovold, a 3-drop. Probably. Oh, Snapcaster Mage, and he's just gonna target a cantrip.
Yeah.
See a foil card, a shiny card, and a tropical island.
If he had another land, don't you think he would be targeting that him to Turok?
Yeah, so he maybe didn't have another mana's, a third land to play.
That's kind of what I would read off of this
But-
play as the Storm player is.
He did find a tropical island.
And he passed the turn without playing another one.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Well, so he did see a tropical island off that ponder, but probably elected to draw one of the other 2 cards. I didn't quite get to see what they were. It was kind of just a blur of glitter.
So Remy
So
just
this looks
puts,
like a force of will, exiling a brainstorm.
So now all of these artifacts are vulnerable to Kolagon's command.
So that's interesting. Remy just cast the... Unless Calvin got jumpy there, Remy just cast the Infernal Tutor and didn't hold priority. He passed priority and Calvin got to counter it. Oh, he had no cards in hand, so
Yeah.
he didn't have to break the Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
He did it right. He did it right.
Did we not see a Kolagon's command from... Oh, he also has Abrupt Decay.
I kind of like just shooting the Lion's Eye Diamond while he has, like, in his upkeep
Yeah.
or something.
He's going to do it in response to this Ponder.
I think that's fair enough. There's no sense in, like, allowing Remy to get priority back and having risked him drawing the Infernal Tutor.
Yeah.
At which point you're in a spot of trouble. Shio Snapcaster. Yeah, that's the soccer playing Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, I'm not a fan of Wizards changing the invitational artworks. Like, the fact that they've reprinted Shadow Mage Infiltrator and it's not John Finkel's face is highly offensive to me.
I heard a good argument against that.
And I don't want to hear it.
All right.
Sup, Captain QC? How you doing?
I'm going to say that argument anyway. So, when you're playing Magic, you want the choice of which artwork you want. And the more diversity and sitting down to a table and being like, I have 3 choices, I'm going to go with this one. Or be like Kyer, play one of each.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. It gives players more diversity in their card choices and their artworks. But to me, the invitational cards are special.
So you play
And
those.
they should remain special, right?
They're always going to be special.
Reprinting them with different artworks, I feel like takes away from the lure of that card, I guess. But I don't know.
The new one's not as alluring to you.
It's not as alluring to me. Anyway, yeah. So Mox Diamond in the Storm deck, also Mox Opal in the Storm deck. Remy kind of takes an interesting take on his Storm deck. He's got Personal Tutor in there as well. Ooh, so Kolaghan's Command, though, going to snipe away the Infernal Tutor.
One of the modes is at least discard, and the other one is deal 2.
Probably deal 2. Yeah, that's what I would do.
So he does not care at all about the...
So Calvin got a pretty quick clock.
Yeah. He's just trying to increase that clock, and he doesn't care about the mana on the table.
I don't think so. Remy has so much mana at his disposal anyway. Trying to deny him those resources isn't really going to make a big difference, especially with Remy top decking. You just want to get him dead before he can draw something, you know?
Yeah, and that'll happen at some point. That looks like a Cabal Therapy, and he's just going to pass. Eat your thing. You take 2.
So Remy down to 7. So on a 2-turn clock here.
He's at a virtual 3 just on board.
If Calvin draws that spicy one of Lightning Bolt that check pile is known to play, there could be curtains for the Storm player.
Yeah.
But it looks like he found something else. A 3-drop, a Leovold. Oh, Liliana.
You're going to take that one card that Remy has left.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
wow.
that was a Cabal...
That was a Cabal ritual.
Ritual.
Uh-huh. What?
Oh.
You bought the Skrillex? I think he's the Skrillex.
Chat fight!
Chat fight.
All right. So...
Oh, is that what he did? Oh, yeah. He cast his personal tutor into a known Kolaghan's command, I guess the information... Yeah, because he had the Gachaxian probe to see his hand, I guess.
Yeah. The only argument I could see is a legal one with likeness rights. Just reading the chat.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too. Like the invitational winners, like they worked hard to achieve that, and having it reprinted with their face on it, you know, is special to them, right? That's how I would feel. Like if I had an invitational card, I would like my face to be plastered on it, you know.
Yeah.
So for them to change the artwork would kind of be like, you know, a little like sad face.
Yeah, like this was me.
I don't know. Also, I just have a man crush on John Finkel, so anytime they disrespect his name, I'm like,
It is known.
gonna get you guys. Like that guy, we were playing Popper in one of the local shops the other day. There was a guy there who looked just like John Finkel, and I was just staring at him. Like, I know it's not you, but you look just like John Finkel.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh. I met John Finkel in Las Vegas.
You touch him?
Oh, I'm not worthy. Dude is tall.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. He's like Marshall Sutcliffe tall.
How tall is Marshall Sutcliffe?
Like Huey Jensen tall.
Numbers.
Over 6 feet.
All right. I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm
like
6'1".
I was looking up. You would look up to John Finkel.
I already do look up to John Finkel. So, seeing Calvin avenge the pirates a little bit. That could be a card. I think Calvin would play Avenge the Pirates.
That was still, though. Just how cool was that to see pirates lose to Storm? Because pirates would die in a storm.
Yeah.
Like the storm killed the pirates. I loved it. Pirates are playing somewhere else. We got to share the love in the feature match area. I know we're excited about the Pirates, but go back and watch today's earlier stream. They were playing a ton of Pirates today.
Mm-hmm.
They were streaming with the Pirate decks. Good Pirates don't die in a storm.
They did a league with the pirate deck.
You know,
And
sometimes Mother Nature can't be tamed.
they were.
Doesn't matter how good of a pirate you are.
Have you ever
I'm going to interrupt you one more time. Okay, go.
I forgot. I really did.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to be a butt.
It's fine.
Wow, when you die in a storm, your body sinks into the dark depths. This is fun.
But that's ice.
The dark depths are below the ice,
Yeah.
but there are dark depths. Is the water. Is the depths of darkness.
I
All right.
get- Pirates doesn't really interact with them very well because the ice is in the way and their ship can't get there.
I guess they could be out breaking the ice and letting their ship through.
How are you going to pirate anybody when you're breaking ice? Doesn't make any sense.
You right. So it looks like both players kept their 7. And Remy's starting off Flooded Strand and Jataxian Probe.
Calvin laying his cards on the table.
I'm blind.
Oh.
So a couple, I think, Force of Will, Spell Pierce, Flusterstorm, Deathrite Shaman, Baleful Strix, Toxic Deluge. Curious, that's still in his deck. Maybe because Empty the Warrens? He could be afraid of Empty the Warrens?
Cut it for some card that doesn't matter, like Bolt.
Sure.
I don't know how many cards he has
Well,
to
he
cut.
plays Toxic Deluge in his main deck, so maybe he just
Oh,
has
okay.
too many and
You're
just
right.
decided that Deluge was the best option because of Empty the Warrens.
Yeah.
Holy cow! It is a no-lander. What the heck? Calvin kept a no-lander.
Let's hope he has it.
Wow! and no, like, early deck manipulation either.
I was just looking at the hand like, wow, that's so much action.
Yeah!
And I was trying to figure out what a couple cards were because they're like invocations and stuff.
But yeah, no land for Calvin. He didn't mulligan and scry, did he? He kept a 7. I believe that's 7 cards in his hand, so he just kept a no land 7. 2, 4, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Wow. Calvin ain't scared of nothing. But Calvin always has it.
I know the statistics in his deck of drawing a land goes way up. Oh. Looks like he doesn't. He just wants to protect the rest of his hand.
Yeah, maybe just keeping. Also thinking that this hand is just so powerful with the amount of counter magic it has. It has Flusterstorm, Force of Will for early plays. It has the Nihil Spellbomb. Just kind of thinking that like this hand is so powerful against Storm that if I draw the land, I'm probably winning.
And that does not look like a land. So.
No, but because of his pitch to Force of Will, he doesn't have to discard the hand size.
Whoa. Yeah, and that Baleful Strike's not going to do anything for quite a while. So
No, and,
that's also
and Baleful Strike's such a slow clock against Storm anyway. It's not really ideal to cast it on turn 2. So, see if Calvin can get a little lucky here and find his land.
Or Remy gets a little lucky and just storms out before Calvin can actually interact.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if the other invocation in his hand is a Force of Will or not. I think it actually might be a Force of Will. So he has double force. Or it was Spell Pierce. One or the other.
I wanted to say
but it definitely wasn't a Daze.
I wanted to say it was Spell Pierce.
Okay. I kind of thought it was, but I don't really recognize these cards.
There's a Duress. Let's see if he Force of Wills this, if he has it.
I feel like you kind of have to. Otherwise, he takes away your... Oh, it is Force of Will. Okay, so he does have double Force of Will in hand. He used one. He's got one left. So yeah, maybe just thinking I have double Force of Will, and then I've got, oh, he drew a Surgical Extraction.
That is a Force of Will.
So yeah, Calvin kind of just got gas if he can find a land.
He must want to protect that Flusterstorm.
So yeah, Remy gonna take the Force of Will.
I think
Curious if that means Remy can go off this turn, or if he's just not concerned about Calvin finding the land. Maybe just kind of playing his odds there. The odds of him drawing the land to him, beating Force of Will are just lower, I guess.
So he's going to go tutor for a sorcery now and put it on top of his deck.
Yeah, so I guess not going to go off this turn, but Infernal Tutor going to go to the top.
It's kind of like, I feel like this game is on the edge of a knife. If he draws an island even. I don't know. Oh, yeah, the Surgical shuffles him.
Surgical is going to shuffle that away. So Chromox pitching Void Snare.
Doesn't look like...
Yeah, and so Surgical is going to snipe away the Personal Tutor, and the deck's going to get shuffled.
He takes Personal Tutor over Cabal Therapy. I wouldn't have him on more than one Personal Tutor, personally.
Oh,
there's a second one.
There is another. See if there's a third. What's that green card?
It could have been...
It didn't... Mystic Remora? What in the world? Wow. I like this deck.
Yeah, he's playing a full...
This is funny.
He's playing a 3 of.
3. Oh, Reclaim was the card. Okay. That's what it was. Like, it didn't look like a Xantid Swarm, and that's usually the only... and that's usually the only green card that Storm's playing lately, but it didn't look like Mystic Remora, so I just had no idea what it was. But Reclaim makes sense, I guess.
So he's going to draw a random card off the top thanks to that shuffle.
Yeah.
And we know he just has a
Did
duress.
he just drew an Infernal Tutor
He
anyway. The old Moto bug.
Yeah.
So gonna probe.
He drew 2 cards there? What was up with that? You see that?
Did he draw 2 cards?
He had duress in hand.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he drew before... Maybe he drew for the G-probe.
Oh, I guess.
Because I'm not sure what's happening here. Maybe
No,
I
'cause
missed
he
something.
just drew for the... He just drew for the G-probe. Yeah, so his only card in hand was Dark Ritual.
Oh, that's Dark Ritual.
Right. But then he drew Infernal Tutor for turn, and then all of a sudden had a Gitaxian Probe?
I'm not sure. Maybe I missed something.
I think he drew 2 cards. But I don't know. There's the Ad Nauseam.
Yeah, grabs the Adnaz. See if Calvin can get the land.
$18, a pretty healthy life total.
Who's at 18?
Remy. 16, sorry. 14 now. Get the pitchforks, boys.
That's one way to overcome personal
I don't.
tutors.
I
I'm
don't-
not
I don't
100%
know
sure.
if he actually did draw an extra card.
Yeah, I don't want to like angry mob him just because I was like, wait, didn't he have another? Like, didn't he only have 1 card in hand? Like, I would feel so bad. But yeah, we're sure that was Mystic Remora.
Yeah, that was Mystic Remora. That's so awesome. Just turn 1 Mystic Remora. What? So
Takes that down against Calvin. Just found enough cards off of.
Yeah, I guess. And Calvin just kind of saw the writing on the wall.
So it's
Saw he
1 to
had
1.
it and didn't bother to have him play it out. He didn't draw any extra cards.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what we thought. We just didn't see the. We thought he only had the Dark
Yeah.
Ritual in hand, and so when we saw that he now had Gitaxian Probe as well and the Tutor, it got a little confusing for us. But thank you for confirming that for us. See, that's why we don't grab the pitchforks right
Exactly.
away.
Jeez, internet. Look, a Leovold.
Hey, and a Sulfuric Vortex. I think Sulfuric Vortex is good against Leovold, right?
So this must be
When your opponent's at 4.
Blue-Red Delver against.
What is that card that he's casting?
That's Pyrostatic Pillar.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, that game's over.
Boom. So these players will shuffle up for game number 3.
Yeah, I saw him draw 2 cards, and I just wanted to know the effect that was letting him do it.
Yeah, it could have just been he drew a card for turn, passed, Calvin said go, because Druid wasn't a land, and it just happened so quickly that there was no action on Calvin's side, and so we missed Calvin's turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done that before, so.
Remy a good guy. Not a person I'd, put on as a cheater for sure, but also, like, it's not hard to make. I've made that mistake before where, you draw and then something happens, you get distracted and you draw again thinking, oh, I need a draw for turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, so.
Yeah, like crazy upkeep triggers or something, like draw a card and like, wait, no, this happens in your upkeep, you're like, okay, resolve that. Draw a card?
Yeah, like some stuff, but both players going to revisit the sideboards here and rethink the strategy.
It's like, maybe I don't want Deluge? When you think about it, surgical, the personal tutors after he got an ad nauseum just gave him a better ad nauseum because there was no chance of flipping a personal tutor. Well,
Jorgensen with those extra percentage points.
it was between that or Cabal Therapy. And
Yeah, and I think personal tutor is fine too. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not. I don't know.
I don't know either way. I'm just like, I don't know.
Is that because he's French? All right. Moving on.
From a socioeconomic standpoint.
Game number 3. Look
Yeah.
at Calvin keeping the dice straight for us. What a guy. What a guy. So, Calvin has a land in this hand. At least one. 2, actually.
Wow. That's 2 lands more than he saw all last game.
Yep. A little bit flooded, maybe.
With 2?
Yeah, do you mulligan this? Try to find a no-land 6 with a couple Force of Wills?
You stop that. That wasn't like a no land go. Right?
No. They're waiting for something. I don't know what.
Maybe someone's watching stream and they're like, hey, they thought you drew 2 cards. You should go in there and beat them up. I'm sorry.
Maybe. I don't know. They're waiting. Okay, here we go. Some action. Misty Rainforest, pass. Looks like for Calvin. Looks like Remy found a copy of Brainstorm. Was the draw. Seed of the Schnod.
Is it Synod?
Yeah,
Synod?
It's Seed of the Synod and Brainstorm. So 3 cards.
Is that 2 or 3 mystical? Not mystical. I've already forgotten the name of the tutor.
Personal tutor.
Personal tutor. I thought I saw a whole bunch of personal tutors in his hand, is what I'm saying.
I think he's got a couple. Like at least 2, I think.
I feel like 1's plenty and 2's a crowd.
Yeah, and 3's company. Calvin gonna go find an Underground Sea. Interesting that he chooses Underground Sea because I think his second land in hand. Yeah. Yes, those cards fell. Yep.
That's one way of drawing extra cards.
So Calvin gonna verify nothing shady going on. We're at a regular rules enforcement level, so we're not gonna say that he drew extra cards because they touched his hand.
We can say it. We just won't enforce it.
We won't enforce it. We'll let Calvin correct it.
All right. Okay.
But curious that he fetched Underground Sea when the second land in his hand is also Underground Sea. I don't know if there was a third land that I didn't see, but
Maybe there's a hymn to Turok?
possibly. But he could. Oh, he does have a third land.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that fetching Underground Sea making a little more sense there.
Okay. So another fetch here. Every time you check shuffles, you get 2 for 1. I feel like a lot of decks. Anything with Brainstorm, you kind of generate value every time you fetch, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what he's talking about?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't understand the joke.
Do they run Delve cards?
Maybe.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think they do.
I don't know. They have Gurmag Angler, maybe. Or would they play the big flying one?
No.
No? Alright.
Oh.
Oh, because Calvin shuffled and got 2 cards.
All right. That's a lot funnier.
Oh, man. We need to get the AC going in here.
There is no AC. Only Zool.
Sugars. Surgical on the Brainstorm. So kind of aggressive with the Surgical Extraction.
This looks like the draw trigger on the stack.
So it looks like just one personal tutor, and the other card was Brainstorm. Among looks like that's Thoughtseize, Lion's Eye Diamond, Ponder, Lion's Eye Diamond, Cabal, Ritual.
What does that hand need? More land?
It needs some mana, and it needs an Infernal Tutor. But
Oh.
otherwise, this hand pretty strong.
What is that front card again? Oh, there.
Thoughtseize?
No, the other front.
Oh, Cabal Ritual. The one that's
Yeah.
you can't see in the glare. I
Cabal
I
ritual.
believe it was a Cabal ritual. Remy wanted to draw a duress there. But put it back in his deck and shuffle it away.
Yeah, he doesn't have access to black right now.
No, but he does have a ponder. Didn't quite see it. Looked like another ponder that he drew. Whew. Excuse me. So it looks like there's a ponder, a tropical island, and a personal tutor.
Just a whole bunch of blue cards.
Yeah, and honestly, tropical island not really what he's looking for.
No.
He's kind of looking for specifically Underground Sea. Or maybe he has a Bayou in his deck.
Yeah, even a fetch, though. Fetch would be better.
Yeah, a fetch would be ideal. To fetch away those two other cards that I don't necessarily think he wants, but man, he just found a...
Same thing.
Yeah.
Man, MTGO bug all over this game.
This wasn't the bug, though, because the tropical island he found on Ponder was white bordered, and this one is black bordered.
Ah,
So no bug this time.
Really?
Just poor luck.
real eye for detail there.
Oh, I always notice when someone plays black bordered dual lands.
Okay.
I'm assuming that these aren't alpha or beta. I'm assuming that they're just French. Because Remy's from France, so they would just be French.
Okay.
Because foreign black border duels, right?
I don't know.
You obviously don't play much Commander. So I play you gotta play a 1 of Seeded the Synod in your Commander decks, just so you have an extra Trinket Mage target.
Didn't they used to play both Tropical Island and Seat in, like, Tezzeret lists? Because they were running Shirtless Agent? I thought so.
Did Tezzeret lists play green?
At some point to play Shirtless Agent.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool, man. I'm not super familiar with a lot of the Tezzeret lists, though. I've really only seen, like, the Grixis Tezzerator list.
Yeah.
But
Those are what are recent. It was a list quite a while ago.
yeah, Shardless into Chalice for 0 seems bad. Like,
They didn't run Chalice.
oh, that seems like a janky way to play Tezzerator without Chalice.
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
It was back yonder.
No, it's in a deck with 3 personal tutors.
And an artifact land. Well, he needs Metalcraft because he has Mox Opal in his deck.
They are not.
Nope, they
Doomsday.
are not Doomsday. He is Ant. Well, I don't know. He's Storm with Ad Nauseam and Tendrils of Agony, and he also has a lot of other cards to help get him there.
So Leovold is going to prevent him from drawing this card.
Interesting. All the things I'm learning here about how to identify the difference between betas and foreign black borders when I can't actually read the text.
I don't like calling decks horrible. I like seeing someone try to brew and do something new. A brew is always horrible until it works, and then you're like, "That's revolutionary," right? So, I don't think we should fault someone for brewing.
So, Shardless Agent, or not Shardless Agent.
Liliana?
No, Leovold, Baleful Strix, and Liliana of the Veil. That is a lot of pressure for any Storm deck to handle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Calvin in a pretty commanding position here.
Pitches a Pyroblast.
Interesting. I've never been on the boat of bringing Pyroblast in against Storm decks.
Huh.
Maybe it's better against this version because he has Personal Tutor. But otherwise, I'm usually not a fan of having Pyroblast against a Storm deck. But a lot of people do like to have it.
I've defended it.
It comes down, I think, to the argument of how much do you have to board out.
Yeah.
Right? Do you just have way too much to board out? And at which point having a Pyroblast to counter a Brainstorm is better than having a Fatal Push that does nothing. So
That's exactly what I think it is.
I've also just never played decks that had so much that I wanted to board out against a Storm deck that
Yeah.
I've had that problem. So
Your deck usually takes all of your slots to just function.
right, that or like, or I just don't have enough in my sideboard for Storm that I don't know.
It's because you're not playing Pyroblast.
No, he has both. He has Mox Opal and Mox Diamond.
Yeah.
I promise you this. We saw it in round 1. So the Metalcraft is relevant.
So now the Thoughtseize targeting Calvin draws him a card. Gonna take a think before he shows him his hand. Just gonna lay 3 cards down on the table.
What is Kefnet's last word? I imagine that's like the 6 mana. That's the 6 mana red spell that like is like a bad version of Mind's Desire. It's like a bad Mind's Desire, right? That's what Kefnet's last word is. Shoot, girl, pull it up. Yeah, we're gonna pull it up. Not Kefcat, Kefnet. Oh, no. Kefnet's. That's weird. Why would Storm play Kefnet's last word?
Because he's...
Gain control of target artifact, creature, or enchantment. Lands you control don't untap during their next untap step? Is that the card we're thinking of?
HC Fox is just saying cards.
Oh, he's
Be
just...
next level.
Okay.
He's brought up like 20, and every time you're like, oh, maybe this.
Well, I thought for a minute that he was actually talking about that red spell. There's a red one that...
Him to Turok is going to take Storm down to 1 card
I thought
man.
that he was talking about the red one that is the bad Mind's Desire. That card exists.
Sure.
I mean, he doesn't need to untap his lands if he's going to win. So he can gain control of Calvin's Baleful Strix and then add 1 more to the Storm count. Yeah.
I thought that was going somewhere.
There, that's the card. Hazard's Undying Fury. So shuffle your library, then exile the top 4 cards. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them without paying their mana cost. So it's kind of like a bad Mind's Desire.
So it looks like Calvin takes that down.
Yeah, Calvin, I think, had a very good board and a Flusterstorm to kind of back up the amount of pressure he had. So Calvin going to take that game down 2 games to 1.
I'm just going to clean this up real quick, and then we'll check in on the other match.
Yeah, I've seen a red Storm deck playing with that.
Looks like they're just starting, so this is perfect.
This is probably, we're going to assume round 3, so it is a lot of fun. I got crushed by it. It's super inconsistent, but it can be super explosive. Like they have like wheels, so they're playing. I think Reforge the Soul is the wheel they're playing.
Yeah, the Miracle one.
Yeah. And so they just like make a ton of red mana, Reforge the Soul, make some more red mana. Kefnet's last word, you
Draw.
empty the Warrens for a bazillion, and then you're just like, oh, I'll play a Deathrite Shaman. It's kind of cool, but it's super inconsistent.
These are snowlands. This is the Easter Island Snowland. One of my favorites.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, that's the one with the heads. Because Easter Island, yeah, you said that. Alright. Cool.
Look at them.
That's fun artwork. I don't think that's the artwork, though. He's playing a different Snowland. He's playing the other one.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not playing the Easter Island one.
Well, that... okay. Is that just a That might just be a normal island, then.
Yeah, maybe.
Because there's no. That's just an island.
Oh, okay.
It just the shape of the island looked like
Well,
the snow-covered one.
Aren't there a couple different versions of this snow-covered island from Ice Age? A couple different artworks, I thought.
I don't think so. Yeah, snowy but not snow-covered.
Okay, sure.
So it's just some snow-themed.
For some
set
reason, I thought there were
island.
multiple snow-covered artworks from Ice Age, but
No.
we drafting after? At Paragon? I want to draft after. I want to draft. I haven't played any Magic this week.
Oh, that's my fault. I decided to go to the bar instead of
Play Pauper.
play
with
Pauper
us.
with the boys.
No, I'm not thinking of the Cold Snap. I was just mistaken. There are a lot of islands that look kind of snowy, and for some reason I just assumed that they were also snow-covered islands, but
So they catch that he went and got a mountain off of that. There we go. He went and got a mountain off of the...
oh. I'm not even paying
Thing.
attention. I didn't even see what was going on.
That's fair.
Yeah, I fetched the wrong basic. Sometimes you just get tunnel visioned and you know that you have to fetch this certain land.
You pick up your deck and you go, oh, I need to go get this complicated land. And then you're just like, why don't I just get a mountain? Okay, I'll just get a mountain. And then,
Yeah.
you know.
I've done that a few times too, and then my opponents are just like, that was a flooded strand, dummy. And I'm like, what? And then you gotta like try to like, I promise I'm not cheating, I just wasn't thinking clearly.
I'm just dumb. So unless the player on the right...
Sweet, come draft. Yes. We're gonna stay in draft.
Please no.
All right. You took my magics away from me on Thursday though.
Well, you can play a couple games after.
All right.
But I am a sleepy boy.
There's a couch. All right.
This
we'll,
room's like 1,000 degrees.
we'll go home. We'll open the door.
Then it's loud. Anyway, he's gonna have to remove this Grim Lavamancer, or else his.
It's gonna nom the Delver of Secrets.
Yeah. Yeah. And he untaps with it, so it looks like that's.
I like dropping the land as you play the spell so you don't get dazed.
Alright, let's see what he does. Oh!
So he's just gonna Chain Lightning the Delver and save the Grim Lavamancer.
He's just looking if he wants to save his creature.
Sean, let him draft.
No. No.
I'm Sean's ride. And I made him stay last week so we could pre-release till 6 in the morning.
Yeah, I did not have a great time.
I went 3-1.
I went 2-2, which was fine. I enjoyed the format. My pool it lacked. I'll say that. It was lacking.
Yeah, I
But-
think we've got Blue Red Delver versus Sultai Delver. Let's try to throw that up here. Sorry we don't have player names. I should know player with the playmat, player on the right's name, but I always forget his name and I feel bad. I'm a forgetful name with I'm very bad with names. Forget them a lot.
I'm gonna call him David Bowie.
David Bowie Sensei. David Bowie. So another, it's Kevin.
On the right.
I don't know. Is it really Kevin? That doesn't sound correct. That one of their names is Kevin?
I think that
Well,
sounds
I mean,
right.
that guy could be Kevin, but I don't think player on the right's name is Kevin.
We've had a Kevin on stream before.
Okay. Sure. I mean, the player on Blue Red Delver could be Kevin, but I don't think Sultai Delver's name is Kevin. And that's who I'm talking about. I don't know Blue Red Delver player. I don't think I've ever seen him before.
So it looks like Lavamancer eats a
It ate
Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, and then Wasteland took care of something. So Blue Red Delver just being burn here.
Yeah. And the Wasteland, gonna take that. So
He's got a Bolt, a Daze, and a Brainstorm. Call them both Tony?
No.
Why would we? What's significant about Tony? Is that just a random name, or
Yeah.
is that like
No.
a meme that I'm not?
Like the tiger,
Yeah. Okay.
because they're both great.
Who doggy?
So that looks like a pyrostatic pillar.
Yeah, his brainstorm found the pyrostatic pillar.
Is that what that is?
I don't actually think it is. I have no clue what it is. Great. Oh, it is a pyrostatic pillar.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what the other card ahead of it is that he's holding in his right hand. But I think he's going to cast it, whatever it is. No, not going to cast it. Thinking about what he's casting. I like making pyrostatic pillar here with your days backing it up while he's tapped out. And
just ASAP. And
Yeah.
you know that there's not another days coming. Because
because
there's
he has
more
no other
islands.
islands, so that forces him to just have the Force of Will and the blue card. So I really like just jamming the pillar there with your days back up. You have a really, really high chance of winning that fight.
Great play from Delver passed the turn. Gonna go search for that fetch.
We don't know. Should I just go out and find out his name? Of this hero? Who is this man?
It's up to you.
Nah, lazy. Oh, is it an Eidolon? Is that the other spell? So I don't think he could have even cast Eidolon. I don't think it's an Eidolon.
It's not.
Oh, it's Price of Progress, the new artwork.
Okay.
Dadoy.
And he's gonna take
It's the modern Eternal Masters artwork, so he's gonna take 4.
6.
Mm,
Oh, doesn't
no,
doesn't
just 4.
pyrostatic pillar hurt him?
Oh yeah, the pillar. Sorry. Yeah, the pillar also.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 from the Prize of Progress, 2 from the pillar.
We go fetch, take
So
another
I think
1.
the last card in his hand is actually I have no clue because he's already used the
Days.
yeah, he already used the days, so I don't know what the last card in
Wasn't a
blue
bolt,
red
was it?
player's hand is. I don't know. I don't think I remember seeing it.
We'll see here. He's been playing with his hand.
Oh,
Oh, it's just an island.
Oh, it's the island that he returned with the days.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I think he drew another
Fetch.
land, so
Says go ahead.
Delver flipped to an Abrupt Decay. So Abrupt Decay can take care of Pyrostatic Pillar as well, which is kind of nice.
Not for free on the life total though,
No.
but worth it.
Actually super risky, though, to go to 3 to kill the pillar.
Yeah.
But then again, you're still dead to a bolt no matter what. Wow. Tough spot for Sultai Delver here. Kind of just got to hope that the Blue-Red Delver whiffs and that this Delver gets there. He's only 2 turns away. And I think he
Bolt?
found the bolt.
So if he would have taken abrupt decay damage,
Yeah, he'd just be dead.
yeah. Bolt your Delver. Abrupt
Abrupt
decay.
Decay on the pillar. Okay.
So 4-3 here. Blue Red Delver a little better at pumping out that damage, but Sultai has a full grip.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna play a Himchicharok.
I don't think he cares.
No, not really. I kind of think I would have made the Liliana the Veil.
I think you pay 2. No, okay.
Well, so I don't know. Your opponent has 2 cards in hand and you're at 3 life. Maybe you do just him here, but I don't know. I feel like I kind of like making the Liliana just to have a clock of some kind, like some form of pressure.
How's that a clock?
Well, it's some form of pressure, right? I don't know. Him's probably better.
I think him
Or
is better.
Leovold.
I like that play a lot.
I think I would have made Leovold instead. and just hope that he doesn't have anything, and then you've got a clock?
I think you want to definitely clear the way so that you're not going to get, like, counterspelled or nothing.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So now he's fine to just... He's playing a little bit the slower game, you know?
Right. I just don't know that I'm patient, or maybe not patient, but feel safe enough playing the slow game when I'm at 3 life versus the burn deck.
Yeah.
You know? But maybe I don't know. I mean, it got the days out of his hand. You did know that one of his lands was island because he played the polluted delta, so you at least knew one of the cards was basic island, and you didn't know what the other card was.
So Lily Uptick would not have done anything, but the Leo might have.
Yeah, does Blue Red Delver have a Ponder in hand that he just didn't use? Yeah, I kind of like making the Leovold there just to have the clock.
Maybe he didn't want to fetch because he's afraid of going to 3 against a deck that could potentially just have 1 bolt. But this looks like Bug Delver.
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid of Lightning Bolt if I see Delver of Secrets. If I see like Leovold and Delver of Secrets like this, Tadeb, thank you for following. I don't think I'm afraid of Lightning Bolt here at all.
Oh, there's Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, but he found the Chain Lightning, so...
Or, yeah, Chain Lightning. So you definitely ponder first.
No, Tony didn't play the Leo. He made the Deathrite Shaman instead.
Still, no cast on
Maybe,
the ponder.
probably thinking that the Deathrite Shaman will gain him life if he fades another draw step. You know?
Okay, yeah.
That he wants to hope that he can gain a little bit of life. But
Deathrite Shaman gaining 2 life effectively wins him the game, and Leo takes him to 1.
yeah.
I like that Deathrite Shaman. I'm not sure why
I think
Tony kept the Ponder in hand, but
yeah, I don't know why he never cast the Ponder. But
he wanted to be able to pay for days or something. I can respect that.
no, he didn't have the Deathrite before the Ponder, so he couldn't have cast it earlier.
I'm gonna go check time and
Yeah, that
smoke
match-
just the tiniest bit.
Okay. 69 is our viewer count. So, kind of an interesting game. Oh, right. Because he would have to fetch to 3 to cast the Ponder. Makes sense. Right, but the Ponder's still going to see you more cards than he would with the Leovold anyway. Yeah, if you're losing all the cards anyway, daze the him and force him to use his mana so he's not playing more spells that turn. Seems like a reasonable line of play as well. So this round went a lot longer than round 1. Or are we in round 3 already? Was that round 3, guys, or was this just the end of round 2? Did we forget to update the... Or is this round 3? I think that was round 2. So we have one more round for you guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's all just a blur. Let's try to get that. So we'll be starting round 3. No, Sean, you can't come in.
What am I proud of you for?
I did that all by myself. I updated it to round 3.
I just peed a little. Need zeros here though.
Yeah, definitely only round 2 with that time on the clock.
Yeah, we're 10 minutes past.
Wow, holy cow. Yeah, I was sitting there like, I feel like we've been here forever.
An
And so-
eternity.
I was just like, was that the end of round 3? Are we done?
Really, really putting meaning to an eternal format if the rounds just last.
Because the sooner this ends, the sooner we can draft.
If the rounds take an hour and 5 minutes, whew, that's a lot of
Okay.
magic.
I guess I could also settle for like some Commander or something. Like a quick game of Commander.
You're not really trying to sell this, are you?
Sean just wants to go home.
No, I would play formats, just formats that I like.
All I have on me is a Commander deck right now.
You're the worst. I have 2 Pauper decks.
All right, yeah, we could play some Pauper.
I know which deck's gonna win. Does that make it fun?
Probably not. What decks do you have?
Bomberman and Creatureless Corrupt Control.
Corrupt Control. What wins in that matchup?
Corrupt Control.
I'll play that one.
Okay. Yeah, just making a whole bunch of bears that shock
Bears
you
beats Battlestar Galactica.
against a deck that's just like Pestilence. Gain 8.
Oh, so we're 10 minutes over. Hopefully we can get a round going here pretty quickly.
Just the chaos that is F&M is going on out there.
Yeah, they are busy tonight. It's launch night and everyone wants to draft this set.
Yeah.
And, I don't blame them. It looks fun.
Have you been following Standard at all?
No, not really.
I haven't either, but
I haven't played Standard in a good while.
Carnage Tyrant is like...
Yeah, the 6 mana hexproof uncounterable trample derp a derp derp.
Yeah, isn't that thing just gonna...
I had a lot of fun playing Ixalan at the pre-release. It feels a little fast, and I'm normally not a fan of fast limited formats.
Mhm.
My favorite limited formats are the ones where you can play 5 colors.
What turn are you dying?
There were some turns where I was dying where I could have died really early. Like, there were turns when it was like I was untapping on my turn 4 and I was below 10 life with looking at lethal.
Yeah, but there was enough to like stabilize so you wouldn't die, and I feel like most of the games...
Right, but that was sealed. We were playing sealed. Think
Okay.
about a draft where the decks are much more tuned, right?
Yeah.
And their power level is just a lot higher. I don't know. I think this format seems very aggressive.
I think
but
it's a little bit slower than it initially looks like.
It's definitely slower than Amonkhet.
Okay.
Amonkhet is stupid fast. Amonkhet is like, you don't make a 1-drop, a 2-drop, you probably lose. This
Okay.
format is a little more forgiving.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still like the slower formats. Hour of Devastation is probably my favorite draft format of all time. And not just because...
I thought it was cons.
Oh, I think that Cons is my second.
Oh.
I think that Hour helping me get to the RPTQ helped it in my book. But I enjoy both Cons and Hour of Devastation quite a lot. Oh.
Shrink our faces on my screen so that it's not quite so. I don't like looking at myself.
Me neither.
I'm not a big fan of like mirrors.
I hate my hair. I just think my hair is doofy all the time. And it bugs me. It's like, why can't I have nice hair?
Undoof it.
It's undoofable. See if we can ask them who the players are. So it looks like Calvin and... so this is Check Pile versus Sultai Delver.
Should I go to the check pile versus Sultai or...
What's this? Let's see if we can figure out what this other match is. I think that's Josh Snow on Miracles. I think I recognize the hands and the sleeves. And I don't know who the other player with the pink sleeves is.
I'm gonna just choose one at random. Do you want me to go out there and see? Oops.
Puff Bees, thank you for following.
Okay.
Doofy hair is in nowadays. I guess I'm hip.
Red. Other color. Where's blue? Is there a pen?
Maybe. I don't know about pens. Somewhere. But I'm pretty sure this is Josh Snow on Miracles versus Tony on another deck. We'll see here in a minute what we do have going on. And Sean's going to go grab the player names and... Sean asked him to see his deck, didn't just grab it. It kind of looked like Sean grabbed the deck and the player was like, what the heck? Ooh, Maverick. Cool.
So we got Maverick versus Miracles?
We do.
Call love. Shot call love.
Did you see... How'd you see it?
Because I saw his hand.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we're going to be able to see Maverick, and I'm going to be able to apologize for all of the other times that I've said I don't like Maverick, because I kind of like it now. Oh, I gotta write all this stuff down. I'm getting the right people.
Yeah. Paragon takes this seriously. You know, they want to just do a good job. They want to give you guys awesome content. So yeah, we're in a little sound booth, so that we don't have feedback from the rest of the store.
It would be unwatchable.
Yeah, it's a zoo out there. Oh boy.
So, important. Sees.
How important is that card to this deck?
I don't...
Pretty important.
Yes.
I just wanted to say important. Portent. Important. It's pretty important is the portent to the Portent Miracles deck.
Okay, stop.
How important it is to you that I stop. All right.
Well, I'd say
Death Right Shaman is
9
the play
of 10.
for Ryan.
Is there a... That just looks like a forest.
Are there wild Nakados in the Paragon City Zoo? Yes, actually. One of the modern players plays the wild Nakadal version of the burn deck. So, yeah, there are wild Nakados.
So there are as many versions of Maverick as there are decks in Legacy, I feel like. I don't know how that works out, but...
that might be a little hyperbolic.
I don't know.
Big dice.
Depends on what you mean by versions. Like, my version's playing Gaia's Cradle. Is that a new version?
No.
Because there's so many cards you can swap in and out.
Sure, but that's the same with most decks. Like, a lot of decks are super interchangeable. Like, we just saw with the Storm list. Like,
Yeah.
he was playing a very unorthodox version of Storm, but I wouldn't say that it was a different version. Like, it was still Ant, he just had some interesting card choices.
It's 100% a different version.
I don't think so. It was ad nauseum tendrils. He just had some different ways of getting there. But it was ad nauseum tendrils.
So Ryan flooding out a little bit.
But
Hit you-
Scavenging is not super powerful either against Miracles.
It can at least eat enough things, hopefully, that...
Well, I mean, it turns off Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not going to be eating creatures and growing. So it's
No.
just a 2/2 for 2. Not impressive, really, against the Terminus deck.
So here's a Terminus, and here's his opportunity to use any green he wants to...
Certain nomming away spells for the Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
So interesting. I think that means that Josh probably does have a priority on the Snapcaster Mage, and maybe he has one in his hand. But I sort of feel like Scavenging Ooze is like enough of a non-threat alone that I would be a little more patient on the Terminus. Actually, scratch that. You can't, because this deck doesn't have a top. So you can't be patient on your Terminuses. You're kind of forced into when you cast them for the
Yeah.
most part. So, never mind. Maybe if we're playing old Miracles, we save the Terminus on top of our deck and try to force Ryan to apply some more threats, because the Ooze on its own just doesn't do much. But here, it's like if the Terminus is on top of your library, you're not gonna draw it. You're gonna use it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Right.
He takes the Flusterstorm out of his graveyard.
Interesting. Interesting that Maverick would be too concerned with Flusterstorm. They do have some key spells that they want to resolve, but
Nothing even
like a green Sun Zenith.
This is just
There used to be a lot of Sneak and Show players here at the store, right? And then they've kind of all just faded away.
they have.
Like, I feel like people just didn't really enjoy that deck. It's the reason I stopped playing it. Like, I was playing Sneak and Show in preparation for Grand Prix Las Vegas, and then I just kind of decided that, like, this deck is great, but I don't really have fun playing it, and I'm not very good at playing it either, so I'm just going to play a deck that I enjoy, that I'm better at playing. But
Basically, Force of Will is how you interact with your opponent, and that's...
you have Spell Pierces. Wow. That's pretty good interaction.
I know, but like 5 cards is compared to like some cool deck that you're like remove like cards and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, it's not as interactive with the player, and you don't really get that I played a game of Magic and outplayed my opponent experience out of it. You kind of just get the
Fatty smash.
I made an Emrakul and you couldn't deal with it. You died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also heard that it's not as good as it used to be in the meta.
I think that's true as well, but I don't know. I don't think people give Sneak and Show players enough credit.
The Scavenging Ooze is back.
With a vengeance. I don't think people give Sneak and Show players enough credit, though. You know, they kind of just say it's just the Oops I Win deck, which it is. It has the Oops I Wins, but it can be incredibly difficult to play, especially if you're playing like the Omniscience versions
Very
with
much so.
Intuitions and Cunning Wishes. Like, there are a lot of pieces.
Setting up your deck so that you're like, okay, how do I get to this? How do I get to this on time?
Yeah.
What do I use my limited counter spells on? There's a lot of interactions within the deck. Not necessarily with your opponent.
Check Pile is pretty good against Sneak and Show, and like we were saying earlier, Check Pile, like, in the running for probably most dominant deck in the format right now with Grixis Delver.
So we'll see what the Maverick deck can do here. It has an Abrupt Decay in hand, and it's not going to have targets for a while, it looks like.
Same with this Path to Exile. So Unexpectedly Absent for 0, going to put the Scavenging Ooze back into Ryan's library. He's probably going to have a response, maybe eat some more spells. He's going to exile. His options are Portent, Brainstorm. He's just going to eat the 2 Brainstorms, leaving Portent, Ponder, and Predict.
So Scooz goes back on top.
Jace to Mind Sculptor.
And that's basically going to mean that Scavenging Ooze is not going to connect for quite a while unless something strange happens.
So interesting that not brainstorming, Josh upticked the Jace to 5 to Fate Seal himself.
Yeah.
What's the fear of keeping Jace on 3 loyalty against a deck without Lightning Bolt?
Maybe it's the opposite of fear. Maybe it's confidence. Confidence. I have whatever I need to deal with whatever you're gonna play, so I may as well pick it up.
He's just gonna brainstorm here, though. Huh.
Okay. And
Yeah, I'm just really curious why you wouldn't just brainstorm right away. Like, what threatens the Jace when he's on 3 loyalty that you feel the need to put him up to 5?
I just don't know if he needed the cards.
You don't need. Do you hear yourself speaking? You don't need the cards.
Why not just try to win the game?
I mean, I guess, but if he's going to brainstorm here after ticking up to 5, obviously he's not looking to just get the ultimate off. He was clearly concerned about it being on 3 because he upticked to 5 and then brainstormed the next turn. Is it just because now the Scavenging Ooze is going to take 3 turns to kill it as opposed to 2? He was going to have to uptick it eventually to keep it around because he knew about the Scavenging Ooze. But I feel like you just brainstorm and find the answer to the Scavenging Ooze. I don't know. I really don't know what the thinking is.
So this Predict is a guaranteed.
Yeah, and he's going to make a Terminus. And there's going to be a response. Exiling Jace? Interesting.
Terminus not in the graveyard at the point that
Right,
it could hit, so not going to take that. There's a Monastery Mentor. Just more draws.
More brainstorms. That was dirty. I like Predict Miracles. It's fun. And now this Monastery Mentor. Important. I think there's gonna be a swords in response. See if Josh could crack his brainstorm or crack his fetch land to brainstorm to make another token, but I think the fetch land more valuable than an additional 1/1.
Oh,
Potentially.
Wow.
So I like preserving my brainstorm and my fetch land for a later time.
So Wasteland. Oh,
He's predicting looking at Ryan's top 3.
yeah, and there's that Revolt card. I don't remember what that one's called.
Yeah, I can remember. Renegade Rallier, maybe?
I think that's it.
But there was also a Knight of the Reliquary, I thought, in his hand as well. Yeah, Renegade Rallier.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, that was the card that was on top. He's staring at a green sun, though. Because all the mana in the world, I think he got flooded out.
He did kind of flood out a little bit this game, but
Like when we saw
so
his opener had quite a few lands, and I think the first like 2 or 3 draws were more
also
land.
lands. I mean, fortunately, flooding not as punishing against miracles because they're not pressuring you so quickly, and you have a lot of time to draw through it. But so is he gonna get Knight of the Reliquary here?
Has to be a green creature, so
Green
probably.
Sun for 3. Sounds like Knight of the Reliquary to me.
Well, if you green sun for 3, that means you can hit everything in your deck.
Right, right.
So, yeah, there's Knight.
But I mean, you're not gonna Green Sun for 3 if your plan is to grab a 1-drop, right? But I mean,
Unless you're not sure.
yeah, maybe you're just not sure what you want to get, so
You're
gonna Green Sun for 3 just to be safe.
Yeah, I don't think mana is an object at this point in the game.
Sure. Yeah.
So just maybe do it and then have your opponent fear it.
Yeah, that's true. Like you can pay more mana for your Green Sun Zenith to beat a Chalice or something.
Not that was a factor at that point.
But still.
Yeah.
Fun to keep in mind that you can do things like that with X cost spells to get around effects like that.
Like when you're facing down a Chalice, sometimes you really need like that Deathrite Shaman, and you're like, sweet, this costs 2, can finally get that Deathrite Shaman into play. Wow. The Miracles is really showing off here. I don't know if there's much more to see in this game.
Against Counterbalance, that was super relevant. Make your X spells huge so that there's no way they could flip it. Like just set it to 5 because they didn't have like a single 5-drop.
I'm gonna peek in on the other game. I feel like I know what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, it looks like Monastery Mentor is just gonna go off.
Not much happening over here.
Yeah, let's watch Monastery Mentor go off. Oh, they have forces on 5. Yeah, duh. All right, so you do it on like 7.
6. Oh, that's also Terminus.
Because they have Terminus on 6. So
7.
you do it on 7. They have no way to get around that. I don't know. You could also do it on 4 because they usually only have 2 copies of Jace. So if you set it on 4, they're really unlikely to hit. But
he has 7 mana.
7. 7 it is. I'm gonna Green Suns for 7, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what's he getting?" And you're like, "Deathrite Shaman." Make a Deathrite. So nosy. Nope.
All right.
I'm gonna watch him go off.
Peeking on the other game. See the start of this game. Maybe we'll stick around here if it's interesting enough. But I kind of want to see Maverick.
Yeah, I kind of
perform
like.
again.
I kind of like watching Maverick and Miracles. I also like watching Josh play Miracles.
Yeah,
He's just a really talented Miracles player. Been playing the deck forever, and they banned it away, and he tried Stoneblade for a minute, and then just went, nope,
go back to Miracles.
Miracles. Him to Turok. Good old double fetch. If your opponent double fetches, can you just stifle both of them?
No, you
I
can say,
think that you
wait,
should.
back up.
No, I think you can just stifle both of them.
I think you honestly can just kind of choose, because
Yeah, you could choose which one you stifle, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, because they're kind of at that point, if they're trying to shortcut it like that, they're kind of just putting both on the stack at the same time.
Yeah.
So if they give an objection, you're just like, you fetched both of them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see how that would work, because if you respond to the first, you respond to one, you say I'm stifling that one, and they're like, okay, well I'm resolving that one after I resolve this one, and they can get their land, and like that just feels messy.
It does.
Yeah, I think if you're planning to stifle something, you want to try to get better ordering out of your
Let's ban
opponent.
Stifle. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Okay.
So I see Brainstorm is draw.
Deathrite Shaman.
Or just print duels into modern, right?
No.
Print them in standard. Right?
Shut up. So Calvin actually expertly wastelanding away the Underground Sea a few turns ago to make those dazes really painful for Tony. We don't know his name's actually Tony, but this is the same Tony that was on last round. Yeah. So Ryan and Josh still shuffling up.
Gonna get underway in a little bit. Let's see here.
Yeah. Lyle Hopkins, thank you for following. Left Tony or right Tony? Well, right Tony is Calvin, and left Tony is Tony Jorgensen. Calvin is the Calvin.
Tony always has it.
A lot of Tonys in your shop. Yeah, a lot of great players. His watch about to fall off.
Gosh.
That watch dough. Toxic Deluge for 2. Gonna kill the Deathrite Shaman. Tony gonna draw a card. Brainstorm is the play. Trying to find another land.
Leovold.
Leovold not good when you're
I gave you the yawns.
you yawned me. When you're trying to find a second land, let alone a third. And Tony not finding it either. Now he's Brainstorm locked.
I find that way funnier than I should.
We're just calling the players Tony when we don't know who they are.
Alright, so it looks like this other game is starting off, and I'm going to switch over to there. So, it looks like quite a few land again, but it has a surgical. So he elected to bring in the surgical against Miracles.
A lot of players do that.
Looks like he's going to throw that back.
A lot of people like to bring in surgical there. But I don't know. I've never been a fan of surgical.
It doesn't excite me that much, but
It still could
Terminus-
be just another argument of I just have so many cards to take out.
yeah.
You know, that you don't, that you you got to bring something in.
He
because
showed us
it's
a
just-
lot of removal, and
Right.
and Terminus is a house against Maverick.
Right. And such a weird line though, because Monastery Mentor is like a must kill. As soon as you possibly can kill it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But your removal is just so poor everything else. It is a shuffle against counterbalance. So that could be something he's considering. Like, it's just a way to reset the library if my opponent gets the counterbalance soothsaying thing going.
Yeah.
But I don't think Josh is playing that this week. At least we didn't see it game one. So
Well, it's not like you can know what the other person's going to play before he shows up. So I guess he didn't see it.
yeah, I mean, sometimes surgical can also just be a discard spell. Like, if you have a little information about their hand, or you just get a little lucky, you can just name like Brainstorm or something, and just
Yeah.
kind of that.
Rip it out of his hand.
Yeah, if they have a Brainstorm in hand, that's kind of a powerful effect. But
So Thalia. Thalia's a good play. That's what you want to do turn 2. Pretty soon he's gonna have Caracas to protect his creature.
yeah, to protect the Thalia from Terminus.
We'll talk about the Legacy Pirates right before we end the stream, because I believe this is a 3-round tournament.
Yeah, FNMs are always 3 rounds here.
So no fetch lands going off means that he can't play.
Oh, interesting. Josh also has Caracas.
Yeah, so that Thalia can be returned.
Can bounce it, trounce it. But, yep, gonna take the 2, wait till end step so that Ryan doesn't have a chance to replay it this turn.
I thought he made a change or 2 this morning. So, the Maverick deck really needs to get that Knight of the Reliquary out so it can go tutor for a Wasteland
To deal with that Caracas.
to deal with the Caracas.
So it can just put that Thalia in play uninhibited.
Yeah, so that's like a 3-step process, and
Uh-huh.
it revolves around that Knight coming down,
Right.
which he also
And
needs
not-
another land for.
And not dying.
Yes.
So weren't we thinking? Well, he just drew the Knight naturally. So if he has,
He
a
has 2
third-
Knights now.
Oh, he
He
just
needs
needs,
a
a
land.
land.
I think you continue
So Green Sun for 1.
a Mana Dork. Yeah.
Get a Deathrite Shaman, or Green Suns for 0 here for a Dryad Arbor is probably fine too. But maybe not wanting to expose Dryad Arbor to Terminus. That feels
Yeah.
ouch.
So
So getting Deathrite Shaman here is probably fine.
a certain number of them also run
But
Noble Hierarch. I don't think he does, though.
no, I don't think.
They
he has
usually
Noble.
versions like that. You're usually playing a splash blue.
Uh-huh. So, Brainstorm for Josh.
Just a huge grip of cards. He's gonna put 2 back though. Draw for turn. Land for turn.
Back to basics. Dang, Daniel.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, we solved the Caracas problem on Josh's side.
Got there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No Caracas for he drew a little insurance policy in case he draws runner basic to abrupt decay. Wow.
Oh, this is looking.
We've seen Josh do this before. We just make the back to basics.
So here's a wasteland.
Maybe just smash the.
No, that is
No?
a untapped land, and you want that.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You just want all the untapped lands you can at this point, but EE on 3, get wrecked. Yeah, I don't know if we're ever getting to 3 here. We're still 3 away from getting to EE on 3.
What's EE?
Engineered explosives,
Oh,
because no sunburst from a colorless land.
yeah.
Does Ryan have 8 cards in hand?
He has quite a few.
I feel like he should have discarded the hand size last turn, but maybe he's just at 7.
Probably a 7. just double sleeved or something. Yeah, he's going down to 8 now.
Discarding now, so there's 7 now.
Oh, he is, yeah.
Maverick doesn't even play engineered explosives.
Yeah, I think they have too many permanents they want to keep in play.
Right.
But it's looking pretty grim here. He could die this
I still
turn.
think he has more than 7 cards in his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like he's got like 8.
I think he does have 8, but it's not a big deal.
I'm gonna go tell him to discard the hand size.
But he loses anyway. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7, Brandon.
Yeah, he has 7. I just wanted to double check.
Okay, here's the chase. Man, the Thalia felt strong at the start of this, but then just natural Krakus.
And then engineered explosives to just lock the game down.
Well, he
yeah.
didn't. Did he engineer explosives?
What? No, there was no engineered explosives.
You just said engineered explosives.
Well, we were talking about engineered explosives would blow out the
Oh, right. I'm
back
just,
to basics, but they don't even play engineered explosives.
I was talking about,
Jorgensen was just trolling.
I was talking about things that actually happened.
Oh, no, that never happened. Ouch and Drew, another land that doesn't really help anything.
Man. I think we're just going to watch this game end this turn.
Cataclysm, yeah. Maverick could play Cataclysm. That's fun. But yeah, I think that this game is pretty much over. Like, he's at 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's no way. Like, yeah, he's just dead now. All he needed was one. All he needed was one trigger. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 damage for Josh.
All right, I think we're done here. I'm going to switch off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
So,
Just sometimes I'm like, maybe someone's like wondering, like, how does this match end?
yeah.
It ends with Monastery Mentor and all his tokens attacking.
Yep. So, that game going to Josh, 2 games to 0. Looks like Calvin got a pretty strong board against Tony here.
Way more lands to be certain.
Well, and I mean, the Liliana is keeping pressure off his life total.
What,
Actually, no, it's not. Calvin's at 2.
what?
So he just has to find...
Is this check pile?
Oh, he did find an answer to the Delver. Golgari Charm did something, and Calvin conceded. I don't know. You always pull up the screen in front when important things happen.
Sorry, I was trying to...
We don't see what happens.
I'll get better at that. I need to drag it over the right quicker.
Nah, it's okay. I just didn't see what happens. I know Calvin was at a really low life total. Maybe just conceding to the Toxic Deluge?
It was Tony.
His name's not Tony, though.
Huh?
His name's not really Tony, though, right?
What?
Oh, the Tonys. Oh, he did die to the Delver. I thought he killed the Delver somehow. It looked like the Delver was in the graveyard. I don't know, because someone put a big screen of words in front of the big screen of magic.
Who?
You?
Oh.
Yeah. So I couldn't
Alright.
see what happened, and then Calvin conceded.
Looks like this game is over, though.
Yep.
Looks like we're all done with Legacy.
Yeah, it's all done. Go to bed. Get out of here, guys. Are you still watching? It's over. Go home.
All right. So I want to talk about this this pirate deck.
Okay,
right
don't
before we
leave.
go.
Don't leave. Come back. We're going to talk more to you guys.
So this is what they're calling Popeye Stompy, because Popeye is a pirate.
No, he's not. He's a sailor man. Toot toot. Who lived in a garbage can. Toot toot.
No,
I can't sing the next part. 'cause it's
he's a pirate.
no, he's not. He's a sailor.
Then why is it called Popeye
No,
Stompy?
come back, Power Lifter Pro Dog. I don't know, because people think it's clever because to call it Popeye Stompy, because that sounds clever, but it's not because, yeah, boom, Captain QC confirmed. Mic drop. He's a sailor man.
All of you are old and know about Popeye.
Yeah.
I'll take this victory.
You've never watched, you've never seen an episode of Popeye?
I've seen episodes of Popeye.
Yeah, and he's got to eat his spinach to save olive oil from the bad guys.
All right.
So-
Anyway. Okay,
I'm
I'm going to talk about the deck.
All right.
Okay.
Just as long as we all are on the same.
So I'm going to bring up Rashad and Cutpurse.
Okay.
Because this is basically the whole deck.
Blackbeard Stompy or the Hook Stompy. Or we could just call it Pirate Stompy.
Well-
Or let's call it Dragon Stompy. Because we call all the Stompy decks Dragon Stompy, even when there's no dragons in them.
So since I can't bring up a card on the other screen, I'm going to just come to this screen real quick so that we can look at Rashad and Cutpurse. Rashad and Cutpurse is a 3-mana 1/1 pirate, and I think it's a human. It's a human pirate. When it comes into play, each opponent sacrifices a permanent unless he or she pays 1. What are you laughing at?
Spinach. It's not even that funny, but it just kind of cracked me up.
All right.
It wouldn't be a legacy deck name if it made sense.
I think
All right,
that
Popeye Stompy it is.
that makes more sense than anything
I
I've
will
heard.
take that argument for sure.
At least it's not named after a player.
Popeye didn't have scurvy. Yeah, because he ate his spinach.
So you play Rashad.
Olive oil. I can't do a Popeye impersonation.
You play Rashad and Cutpurse.
Uh-huh.
1/1 for 3. They sack a land unless they pay 1.
Mhm.
You also play
Well, it's not a permanent, but it's typically the land, right? Because you make it before they have other permanents.
right because you're playing it hopefully
Theoretically.
turn 1.
Hopefully you are not on the play and make that card because that wouldn't be great. So your ideal turn 1 play when you're on the play is the Chalice of the Void, right?
Yeah.
And when you're on the draw, trying to make Rashad and Cutpurse on turn 1 is what you want
And
to be
people
doing.
are trying to nail down exactly what this deck looks like. There's all sorts of stuff, but another card a lot of people are playing are Rashad and Footpad, which is a 4-mana version of the same creature, except it's a 2/2 and they have to pay 2 instead of 1. And it's still sacrifice a permanent. If you say Popeye again, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Popeye wouldn't be Popeye if he used a can opener to open his spinach, though.
I'm gonna explain this deck one more time. Okay. Play these pirates. You play the new what's it called? You can play the blink spell that blinks a pirate. You draw a card if it's a pirate. And just I don't even remember where I'm at. Jace. There's so many versions of this deck. I can't even keep up because this one, yeah, Sirens. People have them on Siren, but this list I'm looking at right now on Hipsters of the Coast doesn't play Siren. So people are trying to nail down what this deck looks like right now. People are saying they're 5-0ing with it, or they're getting 4 wins and then consensually losing the last one so that they don't have to post their deck list. Anyway, really look into the deck if you want to see it. Here's a deck list. They play it on the previous stream, so if you want to go and look at the second list on Hipsters. Okay, but yeah, Smuggler's Copter. This looks like the best version. They play it on the earlier stream, so if you want to see the deck in depth, go watch them. We stream Tuesday Night Legacy, Friday Night Legacy, Monday There's... see, what is Monday? Monday is standard. Wednesday is judge classes. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to give the channel a follow if you like us. We're also on YouTube if you want to watch our back catalog. And have a great week. Bye.